everybody, what's going on? It's Friday, finally, and here we are again, ushering you gently into the weekend. I didn't know what was going on, but you know what I mean.
We almost canceled the show. Man.
Well, because I went in to get him 15 minutes before. Oh my God, what are you doing back there?
Kitties are playing.
15 minutes before, and he was asleep. Which I knew because I was like, he's awful quiet in there, so it's like I bet he fell asleep, and because he's been at the biker bar all day.
Yeah.
And then he was like, man, I don't feel good. And then he started throwing up and all this other stuff. I was
throwing up just a few minutes ago. And then she's like, the show. And I was like, man, look, tell him. And I was like, and then okay, I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, so I was like, so I posted a message, but then like a minute later, he was just like, no, and then he came in, and I was like, okay, so I went and deleted the message, and I was like, I don't know what's going on.
It's not the alcohol so much, I think it's GLP-1.
Well, like I said, I told him, it's like, look, I ate like half an hour ago, and I also threw up after I ate because the GLP-1 is making me throw up all the time. Yeah. I also threw up a bunch this morning. Yeah. But at this point, I'm just kind of used to it.
Yeah. Ate some GLP-1.
Because the GLP-1 is making me throw up.
I was at the Oasis. I was deep in bikerdom. Fucking met a guy who owns a local shop here. There was a motorcycle accident and everything.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. I heard. I didn't see it, but
it was wild. Fucking, I was out in the front talking to some guys, and a dude fucking came up in his full dresser. And Amy jumps out with her big ass titties and was saying hi to the guy and revved his fucking throttle. And I guess he dumped his clutch and he pulled forward on this big fucking full dress Harley and ran into like 3 bikes.
I mean, that's kind of...
And the one that he actually hit was under finance. I felt sorry for that guy. And there was just, man... all hell broke loose, and he was only like.
Was there a fight?
No,
nobody.
But he was only like
no blows were exchanged.
He was only like a couple months away from having that bike paid off.
How bad did it fuck it up?
It fucked up the fucking left side primary cover.
Yeah.
The fucking left side oil tank, and bent the left side foot peg mount. And it was on a fucking pretty nice fucking Softail. All black Softail with fucking.
I mean, it's insured though, yes.
Yeah, but man, those dudes were fucking.
That's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Though. Even if you have insurance, it's still a pain in the ass, like having to go get it fixed and shit.
And it kind of was, kind of like it was kind of like Amy's fault. She does that shit to me too. I'll pull up. And she'll fucking come up and give me a big hug and grab the throttle and start fucking revving my bike. She says, don't fucking over rev it. You're going to fucking bend a valve. But she doesn't have a motorcycle. She doesn't know you can't fucking put a motorcycle in a neutral and fucking rev the throttle like that and fucking hit it to red line. Yeah, you got you got a fucking rev limiter. But still, shit can happen. You can bend a valve. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a little irresponsible
she's a girl.
Of her to be doing.
She's a girl, yeah.
And probably drunk.
Yeah, probably drunk. she drinks while she's working.
In her defense. I mean, she works at a bar.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You know
rub titties up on your face and shit while she's revving. Stop it. Stop it. Go back inside. Happy to see you. Fucking, she's a biker mama.
You're like, yeah, clearly.
Yeah. Chris was there too.
Oh yeah, that's your friend.
Yeah, that's my friend.
Have I ever met him before?
You haven't met him. He's kind of like me.
I think you sent me a video of him or something.
Yeah, he's a younger guy. Fucking works out. Fucking does all kinds of fucking steroids and shit. A bunch of muscles. Probably about 6'6". Yeah, she likes him too. She's fucking and I said, you're gonna get pregnant. Fucking rubbing up against that man like that. And she's like, I hope I do. Fucking it's just fucking funny.
She's gonna get pregnant through everybody's clothes.
Yeah. She's 51. She can get pregnant. Yeah.
Probably not. It's not impossible. I mean, it has happened.
It can happen, but
I don't know.
Like, you're gonna get pregnant, right?
I don't know what age menopause.
Yeah, Chris was like, I gotta go. Chris said he's gonna come to he's gonna come to the club tomorrow.
Is he really?
That's what he said.
They always say that, and then they never show up.
I showed him right where it was. And he's like, I'm gonna come.
It's not scary. It's really not scary.
And he's like, and
it's fun. It's just the 80s night. There's normal people there too. There's not just weirdos.
Says, my girlfriend's extremely conservative. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She goes, no, if there's any women there at all, she gets pissed.
Uh-oh.
And I said, just bring her. And
yeah, come on.
And I was just like, and you know what he said? Probably better I don't bring her.
Uh-oh.
That's how he said.
That could be interpreted lots of different ways.
It's better you don't bring her. Yeah, I think I'll go without her. I'll be up here tomorrow. It's just fucking funny, man.
Well, that's gonna probably, if she's like that, she's probably gonna be even worse because then she's gonna be imagining shit. She's gonna be imagining that might not happen.
Well, he might lie about where he's gonna be. Who knows?
True that. You never really know, what their fucking situation.
You like Chris? Chris is cool.
Yeah, I think you sent me a video from. I don't really remember, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, big old biker lumberjack motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like 4 or 5 motorcycles.
Count Orlock said, "Happy Friday, everyone. Got to come up with song titles for stunt buttocks."
Stunt buttocks.
And then Oracle said, recommended, "Can't get no lovin' from a flat-assed man."
No. Who said that shit? Oracle said that?
That was one of
She's got that shit right. All the other gays you got here would know that you can't get no lovin' from a flat-assed man. No, I know.
Oh my god.
Hell no.
That's really funny.
Shit's got to be fucking popping on the back. Got to be like a bubble butt. Bubble butt man.
It's stunt buttocks.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
That's right.
It would be funny to kind of just do all themed. I mean, just lean into the stunt buttocks theme.
Yeah.
So all of the songs are somehow like butt related, whether directly or indirectly.
Too much loving from a butt from a bubble butt man.
You could actually repurpose some of Chuck Tingle's story titles for that.
You probably
could. Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt, for example.
Yeah.
And variations
butt,
thereon.
Pounded in the butt by my own stunt butt ass. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh man.
You're not gonna.
I was just throwing up a while ago.
Yeah, I know. I heard you.
It was like, oh fuck, man.
Like I said, I've just gotten. It's not great. Like I know, like GLP-1 doesn't do this to everybody, but
yeah. And
we just we do the injections on Thursdays.
Yeah.
So usually, like on Friday mornings, I'm like, well, I really don't feel good. Yeah. So this morning I threw up a bunch, but then I ate like a little bit before the show and threw up a little bit.
Yeah.
But then it kind of went away. Oh, American Military said, Jenny, I wholeheartedly recommend Red Rooms from 2023. Excellent French-Canadian serial killer true crime film. Yeah, I can talk. Film. Focal point is more so on people's obsession with serial killers than the killer himself. Funnily enough, I actually did talk about that movie on my video that I posted that was my favorite horror movies of 2024. Because I didn't really see it until later, because I was like, I know it technically came out in Canada, in 2023, but we didn't see it until 2024, so I was like, I'm counting it as a 2024 movie. And I hadn't heard of it until I saw another girl on another horror channel recommend it. I was like, ooh, that sounds really good. And I ended up watching, I think it was on Shudder, I don't know if it is anymore. But yeah, I really liked it. It's it's not overtly horror, but it's it's more a thriller, I guess, but it's really disturbing. The subject matter is disturbing, and it's kind of like a character study. But yeah, I've seen it, and it's really, really good. I didn't do a whole review of it, but I talked about it at sort of length on my favorite horror movies of 2024 video, which is it's probably in my Flickers of Fear playlist, I would imagine. I think that's where I put it. I don't think, because I was going to put that on my Scare Salon channel, but I don't think I did, because I figured it'd get more views if I put it up over here. Yeah, Granther said, reckon he won't be hanging out the Oasis anytime soon. Yeah, the one that hit the... Was the guy that hit the other bikes, was that a regular, or was it just some noob?
He was a regular, but he wasn't that regular.
Oh, okay.
And he was a... Man, I don't want to... How am I going to explain this?
You'll find a way, I'm sure.
In bikerdom, there are bikers. These are guys that know everything about motorcycles. They can ride. They can ride Harley Davidsons. They can ride sport bikes. They know everything about motorcycle history. They're not limited to just Harley Davidson. All right. Then there's some other guys that tend to be kind of older dudes who are middle class, who buy their way into bikerdom by buying a fucking Harley.
Like they always wanted a motorcycle, and finally they got old and rich enough to get one.
And they're
trying to relive their youth.
They're fat. They're fat. They're gonna have a fucking Hawaiian shirt or some fucking crazy shit like that. A whole stereo blazing while they're riding. They're listening to Jimmy Buffett and shit like that, and they're living the biker fantasy because they bought their way into it. Okay. Which to me, that's like a sub biker, and that's like a lot of them. A lot of them are like that.
That was most of the ones that I saw when I lived in Daytona when they had Bike Week.
Yeah.
Because a lot of real quote-unquote bikers that actually rode motorcycles there, like cross-country and were all scuzzy and stuff, they just were like...
They laughed at those
dudes. They were like, we don't even want to go there.
It was one of those guys.
It's all those kind of guys.
It was one of those guys. Amy was up hitting his blip in his throttle, and he fucking let go of his clutch and fucking ran into some other bikes who were some dudes I was talking about. They're actually real bikers. All right, fucking like dudes own motorcycle shops, build motorcycles, fucking like motorcycles outside of the Harley Davidson thing. Like, oh, you like it's a 2-stroke. Oh, Buells. Oh, you got this and that. They don't necessarily like Japanese sport bikes per se, but they like any kind of cool historical motorcycle. You know, Indians, fucking RD 350 2-strokes, fucking anything that's Buells, Triumphs, Nortons. They'll go to Kawasaki, Kawasaki fucking KZ1s, fucking KZ1000s, Z1s, just, CB750s, old motorcycles, any old classic motorcycle, they like that. Even some of the new shit that's real exotic, they'll like that. Anything, they got long beards. And they build stuff. So it was those guys I was hanging out with. And one of the fucking wasting away in Margaritaville motherfuckers. He was the one that ran over
the Buffett lovers.
Yeah, I felt bad for him. And fucking
that sucks.
And the dude was like, I don't want to have to call the cops, man, but that's a lot of damage he did to my bike.
Yeah.
And I said, you do what you got to do. I ain't going to hold it against you. He's like, you don't hold it against. He's like, I understand. These are between the insurance companies. That's not your bike. That's the bank's bike.
Yeah.
Because it's not paid off yet. And he did hit your bike. Even though I think Amy was a contributing factor. He was captaining that ship.
Yeah.
And the captain of that ship... Because Amy does that shit to me, and I fucking bat her back down. Get the fuck away. Stop it. You know what I mean? Because I know how to captain my own ship, And the dude's got to pay for his lack of experience, Your first priority is to keep control of your own motorcycle. That's just how it is.
Yeah,
If you can't keep control of your own motorcycles because some chick is blipping your throttle and, no, you're going to have to pay. You hit the other motorcycle. Your insurance is going to have to pay at least. But I left that between them. I'm not an arbiter of who fucked what up, but I saw what I saw, Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there.
And dude, a sweet motorcycle. It was one of the newer Harley Softail motorcycles. It was all black. It was a 117 cubic inch, fucking all black Softail with burnt orange graphics on it. It was just a very basic stripped down kind of. I don't know, because it wasn't really a bobber per se, but it was just and it wasn't a chopper either. It was just, just a nice bike. I was complimenting on him before that shit got fucked up. It's like, man, if I were to have a fucking Harley, it'd be that one. So that's a really good bike. Because really, right now, what's hot is I'm going to have to give it to Indian. That new Indian fucking Chief and the Scout, they're both, for the money, they're just very, very sweet. Very, very sweet motorcycles. If I were to get a cruiser, it would be those. Even though I don't have those. I have Buells. I got 2 of them, and RD350s and a Yamaha. Actually, not a Yamaha. What is it? Honda. Fuck, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm too drunk.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was throwing up.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, and I haven't had that much to drink. I've only had like 3 doubles. I guess that's 6.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, you were there a long time.
Yeah.
Because I think you left like a little before 2.
Yeah, people were buying me drinks.
And you didn't get back until about 6-ish.
Yeah, I didn't have problems riding back. It's just once I started to slow down and lay down, and I ate, it just started fucking with me.
And yeah, and that pork that you made is kind of spicy.
Yeah, I was throwing up that spicy.
Because it kind of because it's that spicy carnitas. Because that kind of got me too. You know what I mean? I was
eating carnitas and fucking rice.
So yeah, like I said, I threw up also, but I threw up like when I pretty much eat anything because of the GLP-1. Not a lot. It's just.
Sess is here. What's up, Sess? How you doing, babe?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, Oracle says, of course, Stunt Buttocks would have to do a cover of that Spinal Tap classic, Big Bottom. Yeah, they'd also have to do Fat Bottom Girls, I'm imagining, and what's that Sir Mix-a-Lot song? Baby's Got Back.
Butts. Yeah,
Baby's Got Back.
Yeah, that's an old one.
Yeah, I know. Well,
that's an old one.
So is Big Bottom.
Yeah.
American Military said, I'd like to recommend a book as well, Program to Kill the Politics of Serial Murder by David McGowan. That actually sounds really good. Yeah, I wrote it down over there. And CB says, Tom and Jenny, the film Dead Silence from 1997, so not the James Wan one, is available on HBO Max. I recorded it. It's a fantastic film. Maybe we can review that on Monday, because I remember you recommended it before and I wrote it down. We just hadn't got around to it yet. What if it's on... So if it's on HBO Max... in the U.S., I guess I'll check. I do have HBO Max, but I'm sure I could find it somewhere else. Gramter says maybe Amy can pay off the damage she caused with a few hand jobs in the bar pantry.
Yeah. Hand jobs and blow jobs. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Do you think?
I would think most dudes there would probably want a hand job from her. They would want a fucking like a tit job, big boobs, just like. Popping in there and jumping up and down. That's what they would want.
Okay, so that's her specialty.
That's her specialty. She's got big boobs. Yeah.
Yeah, Seth says tequila always makes me end the night with my head in a bucket.
Yeah, no, I like tequila.
He always drinks tequila, and he doesn't have an issue. Like I said, I think it was mostly because
GLP-1.
The GLP-1 because, like I said, I threw up too, but not a lot. But and you've already been drinking like all day. So.
Yeah, you can't eat a whole lot on GLP-1.
Yeah, you really can't.
It's kind of like it speeds up the fat burning on you. We've lost a lot of fat on it, and speeds that up, and it it gives you nausea. You eat and you become nauseous real quick.
Yeah, big time.
It's kind of like
if you even feel like eating in the first place, because a lot of times I don't.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what do you call that? Gastric bypass. You can't eat very much.
Yeah.
You start eating and you're like, oh.
Yeah. And I can't really eat a lot in one sitting anyway. So the GLP-1 really...
Yeah.
I can't even, honestly, and I was talking to our friend at the bar, like she's also on it. And she's like, man, I can't even like enjoy a cup of coffee in the morning. It like makes me feel sick. And I was like, yeah, same here.
I'm 170 pounds now. I was 185 just like 6 weeks ago. Look at that shit. I lost like
the shit's working.
Over 10 pounds quickly.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm down about 13.
Yeah.
Which is good.
6 weeks, 10 pounds.
So, like I said, it does kind of make you want to like low key want to vomit all the time, but like I said, it's making you eat less, so it's not super pleasant, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You have to suffer for beauty. Yes, that says, ooh yeah, take it off.
Yeah, I'll take that shit off. Shit, I'll be back here.
Of course you will.
Oh man, I probably in at the rate that I'm going in 6 weeks. Yeah, I'll be single digit body fat. probably I'll be at least 7% body fat probably in another 6 weeks. It's just fucking falling off. I just don't know what my skin's gonna look like, and it takes time for that shit to come in.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too quick because I had an issue like before when I lost 90 something pounds like in 5 months, I think it was, and that wasn't from GLP-1. That was like years ago. I just did it from like basically not eating. And or not eating hardly anything, and it worked. Like all the weight came off, but yeah, it took a while like for my skin to kind of. Skin was a little floppy.
Yeah, she used to have stretch marks. It's all gone now.
Yeah, I didn't really think that they could go away. I thought like once they were there, like they were there for life. But it's like I always had them because I was really heavy when I was younger, like when I was a teenager in my 20s, and so yeah, I had stretch marks like on my stomach, and I had stretch marks on like my thighs and stuff, and
it took about 2 years.
They're almost gone. Like I put like cocoa butter on them and shit like that. I don't know if that helped, but
within a year they weren't visible that much. But that 2 years they were gone.
Yeah, so it's really weird. I didn't think they would ever go away. I think they were just like scars, like they were going to be there forever. CB says a guy in Australia just got life without parole for snapping his girlfriend in half. He attached her arms to a car and her legs to his motorbike after she ended the relationship. Oh, just like in The Hitcher.
Yeah.
You guys remember what happened to Jennifer Jason Leigh in The Hitcher?
Pulled her in half, huh?
Oh. Yeah. They don't show it, but still, like, even, like, just the suggestion of it, like, your imagination, like, makes it worse. Linwood Sly is here.
What's up? What's up, Sly?
Been here. You haven't been here in a while. Tequila has become my drink. Hey, Jenny, you looking well, by the way. So is Tom. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're losing weight.
And CB said Tom looks like he's wearing a sports bra.
No, I'm wearing a sports bra, bitch. Who said that shit?
I've got one if you want one. You don't need a sports bra. I need a sports bra because I can't, like, work out with titties flapping everywhere. But Seth says, how much does it cost you to get GLP-1? I pay $300 a month.
Oh, man. We get it for $100 a month per person.
Yeah.
I get my shit black market.
Yeah, we have a dealer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really...
And my shit's not the same.
It's gray market.
Yeah,
I would say. Like, you know what I mean? It's not technically
my GLP-1
illegal, but...
I get 10 milligram vial, and it's dry. It's just powder. And you put 1 milliliter of alcohol / water. It's
sterilized
water. You get off the Amazon. You inject that in there, and it activates it. You just shake it, and then I just use a kind of like an insulin needle, those little tiny insulin needles, and I'll just put like 20 milliliters, I guess. Yeah, I guess, or microliters in there. It's just a few drops, and you just put it in your fat jump, and it was $94 for 10 milligrams. But I'll order 2 of them, and it takes about, and then there's going to be about $20 worth of shipping, and it gets here in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, it takes a while to get here because it's coming from overseas, but
right, and it's the real thing. It makes you sick and everything. But,
yeah, like that's really the only side effect I've had. I've had like real pronounced nausea.
For me, it burns because I only have like a few pounds to go, so it constantly feels like sunburn underneath, and it's not on the surface; it's like underneath. Yeah,
like it's literally burning your.
Yeah, like it's burning.
I haven't had that.
Yeah,
like I said, mostly I just feel like hurling all the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. Usually once I have, like, I don't usually feel it like when we're out drinking or anything. Like alcohol doesn't exacerbate it or anything like that. Food sure does though.
Yeah.
Like if I eat, I'm always like, well,
I lost 11 or 12 pounds in 6 weeks. Yeah, wow.
Counterlock says next month will be my 7th year of doing yoga. My weight loss was a slow process. 15 pounds by August, 30 by Halloween, 35 by Thanksgiving, and 40 at the beginning of COVID. Yeah, I should probably get looking. I know I say that every time, but it's like so many people have suggested doing yoga, and I probably should get into that. Like I do weights and, I do cardio, like I do bike and stuff, but probably. Sly says, isn't GLP-1 for diabetics? I thought so. I'm studying for my pharmacy boards. Yeah, it's just, but, you know.
No, it's an anti-obesity drug. It's a peptide that goes in there and fucking instructs your mitochondria to burn fat. And when you burn fat, there's a bunch of other side effects about your hunger goes away, and when you do eat, you're kind of nauseous. But they hooked it up between the drug industries, the drug companies, because they're all in cahoots with each other. You can claim it as a way of reducing risk to diabetes. You could, because it does help you stabilize blood sugar. But it's not against diabetes. It was originally a weight loss drug. But it happened to fucking kind of like help with people who had a propensity to diabetes. It was just another way of getting that shit paid for by your health insurance.
Well, yeah.
That's all it is. They're making money.
And like I said, it does work.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it would.
Yeah, it probably would help you with diabetes.
Well, I mean, losing weight is always good for diabetes anyway. So it's like, so even if it's just like a side line kind of thing. Seth says, I find when I do eat, I don't get nausea. I just feel instantly painfully full.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Like, I feel nausea usually in the mornings, like when I get up.
Yeah.
And then usually after I eat, I'll get real sick. But, so I try not to, like, eat that much. If I just eat, like, a tiny, tiny bit, it doesn't do that. But if I eat a normal-sized meal, yeah.
Well, Chris was up there today, and I said, man, I think I'm going to do on a GLP-1. Last time I said, no, don't do that, man. It'll fuck you up.
Nah, that's all right.
I was doing clenbuterol for fat burning, which is more like a... that's an asthma medicine.
That's an asthma medicine, yeah.
And really, GLP-1 is about 7 or 8 times as cost-effective.
And the clenbuterol was not really doing anything for me.
I was losing some weight, but it was like a couple pounds a month. Maybe 2 pounds
it was
a
like
month.
It wasn't even noticeable.
It's not that noticeable.
And it kind of gave me like heart palpitations a little bit.
Yeah, it'll make you fucking cough a lot because it was an asthma medicine.
Yeah,
it was a bronchial dilator.
Because that's what they gave me when I had coughing fits like a long time ago at the hospital. No, they gave me albuterol, which I think is so similar.
Yeah, not quite as strong.
But it makes my like heart feel like it's gonna bust out of my chest. Like it's like pow 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 like that, and I'm just like, ew.
But GLP-1
and my eyelids twitch also.
GLP-1 dollar for dollar is fucking a lot more effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just happy it's working, like I said, because we weren't sure it was gonna do anything. Because, you know, like I've said before, it's like I do all these drugs, and it's just kind of like most of them don't do jack shit. And then I'm just like, well, what was the point of that? You know? It's just, I don't feel any different.
You look different, though.
Yeah, but it's like
most of those drugs weren't drugs. They were hormones.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, I guess it wasn't really.
The only one that you were doing that actually was a drug was clenbuterol.
Yeah. And that, you know, the...
wasn't very cost effective.
No. And the side effects kind of wore off after a while, but it's like still, I'd get like these weird eyelid twitches and shit like that. It was really weird. Oracle says, I just updated my husband on the whole stunt buttock thing, and he cackled approvingly. Yeah, we need to get this started. This is going to be the 13 o'clock house band. Ladies and gentlemen, the stunt buttocks.
It's ridiculous. Shit is ridiculous.
Well, that's because we were saying that we were talking about that movie where that actor had the stunt buttocks.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of actors have stunt buttocks. Do they not? You're gonna be all right.
If I gotta throw up, I'll run out of here and throw up.
Well, I would hope so. Don't throw up live on the show. It's not that. It's not that kind of show.
Just throwing up that fucking.
It's not that
carnitas
kind of show.
And gravy. No, I didn't eat that much. It was just a little bit.
Yeah, it was just a little bitty bowl, like we just.
But you know,
because I wasn't all that hungry.
Knows how it is. I mean, you eat, you get fucking really full, and sometimes you get nauseous after you've eaten.
Yeah. That's what I have.
You know, it's like, oh.
Sometimes I don't have to eat if I get up in the morning, like I said, it's like a lot of times I'll feel real nauseated in the morning too.
Seth, does your waist burn? My shit's fucking burning.
Yeah, I'm not having
it
that.
Burns, man.
I'm not having that.
Got them love handles burning up.
Yeah, you don't really have those anymore.
No, I'm fucking.
Oh, he's doing it again.
He's
doing it again.
It's coming out. Look at that shit. I only got a couple more. What? I only got a couple. What?
You should put your finger up like that, like.
What?
Like look all sassy.
You know, sassy. What? What? I only got a few. I only got like.
It's one of Tom's cheesecake poses.
I only got a few more pounds left on that shit, man. Oh man.
You're so fucking funny.
Maybe I should make a drink.
Yeah, it might make you feel better.
I might feel better if I drink more.
Well, I usually do.
Yeah.
That's a terrible thing to say. I swear I'm not an alcoholic. Because,
got
like I said, I threw up after I ate
Fanta
too. But
already open?
yeah, there's one in there. Because remember how you fucked up?
Yeah.
And you opened one that was already full when there was one that was already open? The one there's one on the top that's got a little bit in it. So use that one first. Counter Alex says, have a Bloody Mary. Man, I was thinking about, I saw something, I don't know if it was like a movie or something like that the other day, and somebody had a Bloody Mary. I'm like, God damn, I haven't had a Bloody Mary in so long. We used to every now and then get, you go to the grocery store and get some fucking Zing Zang and make yourself a really nice Bloody Mary. I like a good Bloody Mary every now and then. But I realized I hadn't had one in a long time. Generally, usually, I mean, we keep, it's just vodka in the house, pretty much. Every now and then we'll get rum, but like usually we just get vodka because it goes with everything. You know what I mean? It's just really versatile and like worth it for the money. So, and when I'm out at the club, I usually just have screwdrivers, and he just gets tequila sunrise. We don't usually get anything different. Every now and then, like one time, our friend had a espresso martini because they have a coffee bar at this place too. And, man, it smelled so good. And she's like, here, have some. And I drank it. I was like, oh. And Tom's like, we're getting some of those. And so we started drinking those. And then we realized they were like $14 each. So, our tab was like $200. Like, and then we were like, what?
You usually talking about the coffee.
Yeah. They're so good, though.
They're super good. You can smell them from across the bar.
Yeah, because like I said, they have like the big, espresso bar thing. And you can just get regular coffee drinks in there, too. Because they also have food. Well, up to a certain time. I think they only serve food up till 10, right? Because we've gotten food in there before, like you just like spinach dip or something. But I think the kitchen closes at 10. But we usually get there at 9:30. So, and some people are sometimes still eating, like at the bar.
Yeah.
They don't have like any. I think I got like burgers and sandwiches and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, oh man.
Aww.
Oh no.
Seth says she does not get the burning sensation.
She doesn't have the burning
sensation.
sensation.
Maybe you're the only one that has that. Maybe it's like I said. Maybe it's just literally in there.
No, fucking Grok said that it was pretty common for people who are on like the last final fucking pounds. That it has something to do with the nerve endings that are going through all that shit. I don't know. But I only have a few pounds to go.
Yeah, you don't have much left at all. I'm just kind of playing it by...
Another 5 pounds, I'm going to be fucking... Fuck. It was ridiculous, man.
Like I said, I'm just kind of playing it by eye, I guess.
No, you're looking good. Come on. Stand up.
No.
Stand up, bitch. Come on.
Don't call me a bitch.
I'm going to call you bitch. Come on. Look at the booty on this. Look at the fucking booty. Look at the booty. Hold on. She's got the whole... Stand over here. Look, stand over here.
Where?
Look at that. She's got the whole fucking... what do you call them? She's got the... What do you call them? What do you call these? Bell bottoms. She got the whole bell bottoms and everything.
My skeleton bell
Look
bottoms.
at this. Look at skeleton bell bottoms. Fucking little booty and shit. Turn around. Look at that shit. Look how fucking gorgeous she is. She's got all this going on. She's got all this going on. Yeah. Got the big old thighs.
Big thighs, yeah.
Yeah, she's working out and shit.
Yeah, that's getting on that squat machine.
Yeah,
making me
getting on that damn machine.
Making everybody look at my skeleton bell bottom. My skeleton bell bottom.
Yeah.
Yes, I wear these all the time. I love these pants. But
Seth's talking about GLP-1.
I love GLP-1. My ex of 16 years had a 4-year affair, left me as a single mom, but now I'm hotter and got myself a fireman, so it all worked out.
Yeah, you got.
That's what you do, baby.
Got some of that. Seth, you're fucking pretty as fuck. What are you talking about?
Get that fucking loser, just
fuck
like
that
you know.
Shit. Yeah. No.
I know so many chicks that happened to. Like they were heartbroken, like when this loser dude left them, and then they were
after
like,
you got knocked up.
And then they were like, fuck it, I'm gonna come back even better than ever. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Spite.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. It's good. It's good motivation.
Yeah. Get in the gym. Get in the gym, Seth. Fucking, you can get estrogen and progesterone online very easily.
Yeah, I mean, I get it from TeleRx.
Yeah.
You just gotta you gotta take like a little questionnaire. They call it a doctor visit, but it's just a questionnaire that you're like, hey, do you have any of this stuff? And you're just like, yeah, cool, whatever. And then so they can cover their ass, and it costs $22 extra for that. Yeah. But yeah, you can get anything, and it usually ships in like a day or two. Yeah. I get estrogen and progesterone from there, and
recommend don't take as much progesterone as they tell you to.
Yeah, I have a hard time with progesterone.
Progesterone makes you fucking crazy.
I mean, it doesn't do it to everybody, but like I didn't really like it because I was on birth control for a long time that was progesterone, and it was kind of bad. But then like after menopause, and I started taking estrogen and progesterone again, and I was taking. They recommend you take one estrogen pill, which is really small, and one progesterone pill, which is bigger. And that you take that every day. And I was doing that, and then, like, the progesterone was just, like, literally making me want to jump off a bridge. I was just kind of like, I can't take this shit. It's making me, like, I'm anxious enough as it is. Like, I don't need it exemplified or, like, you know, exacerbated. That was the word that I wanted. You know what I mean? I don't need that. So I take it once a week now, like, on Mondays, and it's much better. Like, I really don't feel... Yeah. And honestly, I even started... doing estrogen every other day.
Yeah, you can cut that down too.
Because I took one today, but I didn't take one yesterday.
Yeah.
I just have to remember. I mean, it's not that big a deal. But, you know.
A lot of it just depends on how old you are, what your body already looks like. You know, if you're in pretty good shape, you don't have to take that much of it. But men will take testosterone to help build muscle and keep lean. A woman could take testosterone and get that same effect. But people don't realize, and a lot of dudes don't realize, that estrogen and progesterone also builds muscle.
Yeah.
That will also do it. The thing is, though, is that there's weird... It'll do that in a man. If a dude's taking a bunch of testosterone, there will be estrogenic side effects, and he'll get bigger. And some of it is because of the heightened estrogen. What, you know, so muscle building isn't all just testosterone. It's the other ones will do it too. The thing is that progesterone, and that'll build muscle, makes you feel like a bitch. It's a very negative feeling hormone.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's a very negative feeling. And if you're on something like Tren or Nandrolone, any of the 19-nortestosterone steroids, which a lot of dudes are on, it'll make you feel like a bitch. Even though you have hypermasculinity going on, you got this weird I'm a bitch feeling. So what that ends up being, and any bodybuilder will tell you this, you'll be fucking like, yeah, this and that, and then you're watching a movie and the puppy gets killed in the movie and you're like, oh no.
Hey, no shame in that. I'm absolutely going to cry if the puppy gets killed.
And you're like, dude, it's a movie, man. That didn't happen. Oh, yeah, I guess so. And it's just like a weird...
Well, I mean, thing, you know? But I will do that. But it's just like, intellectually, I know they didn't hurt that particular puppy. But but puppies do get killed like that sometimes.
Yeah. So you're
that's
like,
what I'm thinking.
Your mind... Now...
You do focus on shit like... I mean, you know, I'm a girl. That's how our minds work. I don't like it either, but, you know.
So
what are you going to do?
for because of just how things turned out, testosterone got portrayed as the male hormone because
even though we both have both,
men have more of that.
Yeah.
But men have estrogen also, and women have testosterone. It's just they have all the same hormones,
just in different.
It's different ratios.
Ratios, that's all.
That's all it is.
Yeah, I don't really know why that.
It was just because of the media of the '60s.
Yeah, it was just much easier to
70s. It's easier to explain though. We all have the same hormones. It's just different ratios of it.
Yeah.
And fucking dudes that are doing a lot of male hormones, androgens like testosterone. Some dudes, if they're taking a lot, will also take estrogen.
Yeah, kind of balance it out a little bit.
You're right, because you have to have some kind of a balance. And what happens is if you're very high in testosterone, you'll be sexually aggressive. You'll fucking be a fucking porn star in bed, but you'll never reach climax.
Yeah.
You'll just fucking.
Until you just get tired.
Till you just get tired of it. Jen's seen me do it. She's seen me do it. It's just like, fuck
we'll just be going on and on and on,
and
then he's just like, man.
Fuck it.
He's like, I'm never going to get there.
Never going to go there. Never going to get there. So you never get, so it's kind of frustrating. You never get any satisfaction.
Right, yeah.
From all this sexual energy.
From all the effort, yeah.
Yeah, because the ability of a dude to reach climax and to orgasm and to have the whole fucking oh bitch, I just want to cuddle now, you know what I mean? That's because that's estrogen doing that. You have to have some.
You have to have a balance. If it's too much testosterone, like I said, you'll just pump and you'll never.
Yeah.
You'll never get there.
Yeah, you'll never get there.
Until you just get worn out.
You're like, fuck it, I'm done. You okay? And she's like, you okay? Yeah, I guess this is it. Yeah. It was fun, but it's fun, but I guess it's just gonna be this is it.
That's just as far as it's it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why those dudes in porn are doing all that shit. They do a whole fucking gangbang and shit. But they'll never get there.
Yeah.
They'll never get there. And yeah, a lot of times the cum shots are fake.
Well, yeah. They just
special effects.
Just edit that in.
They have ways.
Or they have fake ones, yeah.
Yeah, there's a tube underneath his hand and somebody else is pumping it.
Yeah.
And then the camera angle looks like it's coming out. It's not.
Well, they even have those.
It's going all up in her mouth and this and that ain't what you think it is.
Well, there's even those. There's
soap. It's soap.
Yeah. There's even those fake dicks that have the tubes in the middle that you can... Yeah. You know what I mean? Like those dildos and stuff.
Yeah.
Seth says, if I'm going through perimenopause, wouldn't that just fuck around with all that? Yeah, I'm not really sure because, I didn't go on the stuff until, how long had I gone through menopause, before?
Couple years.
I think it had been a year or two at least.
What's she saying about menopause?
She said, she's in perimenopause, which is the gray area between, before you actually get into full menopause.
What it is, but what is she saying? She doesn't want to fuck with it?
Well, she's just saying, wouldn't it fuck with all of that?
Wouldn't what fuck with what?
Wouldn't taking hormones and stuff fuck with?
Yeah, okay, yeah, it will. But the thing is,
probably.
The thing is, here's the thing. Those hormones are restoring you to an earlier. Okay, here you go. You produce hormones to be in a certain state. And that state actually is kind of a state where you feel a certain way and your body's being regulated and maintained in a certain way. Which is kind of like the way it's supposed to be. As your endocrine system starts shutting down, the hormones are no longer being produced. So your body starts to go through certain amounts of hormone starvation, which is some of the effects of aging. Some of the effects that you see, visible eggs, some of the visible effects of aging is hormone starvation. So when you go through hormone therapy, what's happening is that your body is not producing the hormones that are normally there. So you're fucking replacing those hormones with synthetic versions of the hormones you used to have to maintain the physicality that is kind of normal for you. So the reason why we are taking them is because your body no longer makes them. So yes, it fucks with perimenopause, but you're trying to fuck with perimenopause. You're trying to go back to a state of fucking fertility. Not necessarily to have kids, but to maintain that appearance.
Because, man, that would be a shocker if that happened, wouldn't it?
The reason why old women look like old women is because they're not fertile. And they're not fertile because they don't have a certain hormonal profile. So they don't look a certain way. Fertile women will look a certain way because they have a hormonal profile. So when a woman is going through hormone therapy, she's trying to actually, in a way, appear fertile.
Yeah. Even though
you may not be.
No. And that's the thing. I was actually a little bit paranoid. I was just like, man, please don't tell me I have to get my period back. But
right.
that has not happened, thankfully. Because I was like, man, I was so glad to be rid of that. You know what I mean? After all that time, 30 fucking years, however long it was. Actually, maybe longer. Because I think from 12 to how old was I when I went through menopause? 51.
You're in your 50s, yeah.
Yeah, it was 51.
Now,
around there.
When a man takes testosterone, he shreds fat, and as he's able to maintain high amounts of muscle mass, and you're stronger, and you feel better, and there's an amount of aggression, which is a good thing in men, and which is kind of a positivity, and you feel better if you have a lot of testosterone on you. And when you look a certain way, you look younger because you look virile. You look fertile. I am fertile, kinda. But when you inject a lot of testosterone, your sperm count declines because your system sees all this testosterone and says, well, I don't need to make it, so I'll shut down all these balls. All right.
Shutting down the balls.
Shut them down. Now, when you're been doing this for years and years, you start to get a resistance, and your body starts to realize that no. You still should have a good sperm count. Don't ignore the testosterone count. So I used to have to take things like Clomid and HCG in order to maintain a decent sperm count. Now I don't have to. I can inject testosterone and I could still get somebody pregnant. It's not as, my sperm count probably isn't as high as it was when I was, say, like fucking 18 or 19. I'd have to fucking like go without sex for probably like 4 or 5 days in order to fucking drop an extremely deadly load. You know, if you know what I'm talking about. But you used to be able to make that amount in 2 days. Now it's about half that. But if I were to wait like a week, I'll paint this house. You know what I mean? And a lot of dudes that are on tests can't do that because they haven't been on it long enough. Their body hasn't adapted to it. A lot of things you hear about testosterone or steroids or whatever is always written from the viewpoint of a young man taking just that for a small amount of time. They're not talking about, well, what happens 5 years later that you've been taking that? Because your body eventually adapts to it. It becomes normal. I do things that other dudes just could never get away with. I'm at the point now where I could probably inject 2,000 milligrams of fucking testosterone and not have any side effect. I couldn't do that when I first started, though. But I could now. Which that's the experiment too. That's what's coming. Once I run out of my shit, I'm just gonna get a bunch of testosterone and fucking try that. Because testosterone's healthy for you. That's supposed to be in there. A lot of these other things that I've been taking, it's not really supposed to be in there. I'm just gonna try that. We're gonna see. I have a manually regulated endocrine system. That's all it is.
Sly says some women have their period taken away because of hysterectomy. Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Well,
they're cutting things out there.
Yeah, that's why. And most of the time when you get that done, it's because you've had a bunch of kids and you don't want any more, or you don't want kids, or there's something wrong. But yeah, and I never, had that done, but like I was just, you can make your period go away more or less if you do the hormonal birth control, but just don't take the placebo week. Yeah. I know a lot of women did that because they were like, fuck my period. I'm not having that. Yeah. You don't have to. It's not the law. So, you can just take the 3 weeks of live pills and then just throw the other ones away.
This isn't for nothing. I know exactly what I'm doing. In 15 years, there's an epigenetic gene therapy that's coming. They have it now, and it's working in mice and in chimpanzees. And it should be ready for the market in 15 years. I will probably be able to get my hands on it within 10 years through the black market. Because that's how the black market will get it before the regular market. And I'll get it because I got the dealers to get it. Okay. It's a series of peptides and proteins that you can inject into yourself that resets the mitochondria in your DNA and all the switches in your DNA of your cells to make you grow younger. And some people are like, that can't be. Yeah, it can. And you have to understand how the fucking cell works and how DNA works. And that will be here soon. It's already working in chimpanzees. So we only have to hold out for another 10 years. Maybe 15. And I'm going to get my hands on that shit. Hopefully it's not too expensive. I'll get my hands on the fucking black market fucking copies of that shit. The bootleg versions of it. You would inject it, and it's basically a factory reboot of your cells. So it's kind of like mimicking what happens in stem cells or stem cell therapy. And you'll grow younger. Now, you won't become a child, but it will...
Some Benjamin Button shit.
You won't become a child.
Start aging in reverse. Yeah. Or like Mork from Mork.
Right. And based on what we know now and what's happening with the mice, because the mice are living 3 times longer than they should, that means a human would live to be about 200. And a lot could happen in that extra 150 years in terms of technology, So that's what I'm shooting for. There's no aging as we know it is not something that's supposed to happen to you. It's more like an accident. There's no reason why you should age. Other animals don't age at the same rate we do.
Sly says Al Pacino's still having kids in his 80s. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And CB said, I know a woman at the bar whose dad got her mom pregnant when he was 83 and she was 25. Yeah, obviously dudes are fertile for a lot longer. Right. They also have the same issue with, their sperm degrading just as women's eggs degrade over time. But, so it's not quite as good. There's more chance of something going wrong, but less than women. Because usually once you're, shit, man, like they tell you as a woman, they're like, well, once you're over 35, they consider that a high risk pregnancy just because, most of the time it's going to be fine. I've known lots of women that had babies over that age and it turned out okay. But they're just talking about, like, statistically, the older the mother is, like, the more likely that something's going to go wrong.
In about 30 years, this is what will happen. Me and Jen will be able to fertilize one of her eggs outside of her body. And then we'll be able to take that egg and put it through something like CRISPR, which fucking edits the genome in that egg. And then you take that fertilized egg after it's been edited and put it into a fucking synthetic womb.
Yeah, because
where the child is actually grown outside of Jen, and we have a child, and it's a genetically engineered child. That would be the best child her and I could ever have if we were young and tried 10,000 times. It would be the best child.
Yeah.
From the 10,000th episode, and that would come out. And it would cost about $15,000.
I mean, if we live till 200 or 300, that might be something.
And if you live to 200, then you can do that.
I would feel a lot better about it if I didn't have to like push that shit out of my cooch myself, because that is horrifying.
Children would be,
I'm not doing
because I never had a child that I know of. There may be some out there, because that's just the body count statistics. There might be some out there. I never saw those women again. Maybe I have some. But if I were to have any on purpose, now, my lifespan isn't long enough to help that kid as it grows.
Yeah, because we're a little.
Because I only have another 20 years left.
Yeah.
And really, that's not enough. Not in a modern year. It'd be great.
Yeah, not really. And you don't really. And I feel like when you're older, you don't really have the energy.
You have the energy.
Because I mean, it's so exhausting. Like I don't have any kids, but my parents had 4.
She raised a bunch of them.
they had a daycare. Like you know what I mean. So I had a bajillion cousins. Like I was around children all the time.
Yeah.
So it's it's exhausting. Like you don't get any sleep. It's just constant fucking. It's a tiny baby. It needs you all the time. And it's just like, my mom loved it. Like, she just couldn't have enough kids. She thought it was wonderful, but
you see,
I didn't get that gene.
What's coming soon is that you'll be able to live to 200, and you'll be healthy at 200 before you die, and possibly immortal, but 200. But the banks will adjust everything. They'll be able to fucking give loans that you would never fucking... So banks and the government will be behind that, because the birth rate isn't really as good as it used to be. So, but if you live a long time, that changes the subject. That changes the situation. Especially if you can have genetically engineered children. You're 120, you have a genetically engineered child, and you still have enough time to raise it and leave it.
Yeah, and you'd still be like in good enough shape.
Right, and what that means is that the government now behooves them to fucking give you fucking loans. All right? And to fucking finance your reproduction. And the banks are all behind it. Like, oh, yeah, okay, we'll loan you fucking on a 120-year loan. We're going to fucking loan you this amount of money because you will live long enough to pay this off. Or supposedly pay it off. We'll be able to make enough money.
Unless you get hit by a bus or something.
Yeah, right, yeah.
That's what's going
to happen.
Counterlock said, Jenny, I haven't brought this up, but my fiance was diagnosed with thyroid cancer back in early March. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. But had a thyroidectomy. She's now on a hormone pill and soon going on radioactive iodine therapy. Man, I hope that fucking works out.
What kind of pill? Hormone pills?
Hormone pills and radioactive iodine therapy.
Well, if your thyroid's gone, you're gonna. That's part of your endocrine system. So
I had a friend who had to have her thyroid removed too.
That's not a big deal as long as you take the pills. And there's other hormones
I mean,
it's
there's issues, but it's usually
Well,
Sly said what?
Replacing just that one thyroid, just replacing thyroid as a hormone is not enough, really. Especially as you age, you should replace all of your hormones with synthetic copies, so you have plenty of hormones. Hormones signal. That's what they do. They signal to your cells to do things. So I would go through a basic hormone therapy. So I don't know what her build is like, what her fat percentage is, how tall she is, or whatever, or what her level or performance is. I don't know if she's a fitness model. I don't know what she's expecting out of life, But really, no matter how old you are, you should be fully loaded with all of the hormones, But if you have all those hormones, you have to be using them. So everyone should be physically active. If you want to live a long time, you need to be in the gym. You need to be out hiking. You need to be out doing physical activity and eating right, and you'll grow stronger.
Sly says, Tom, why didn't you or Jenny have children?
Well, we weren't married up until recently. And we were too old when we got married.
I feel like when we got together...
Yeah, it was
over. I was like 38 or 39 already. Yeah. And he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
I was married before, but honestly, like I said, I grew up around a lot of kids. And I was like, it's just, I don't know. I was like, that's just not for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a mom.
Our first marriage, I was only married for a couple years, and it didn't quite work out. And when me and Jen hooked up, we were kind of like divorcees.
Yeah.
From other people. And we were just trying to chill out and have fun. We were like on vacation. And by the time we even got married, which is actually recently, because we were together a long time.
Before, yeah.
But by the time we got married, we were too old to raise kids.
Yeah.
Because, you know, shit, we don't have that long to live. You have a kid, and you don't live long enough to be able to help it.
Yeah.
And you don't have the energy and shit. Even if Jen could carry one, would it be the best child? Probably not. Maybe it'd be okay. But you're risking a bunch of shit, you know? And you're like, fuck, we're old. You know what I mean? We should be relaxing, not raising children, you know? But if biotechnology comes in, you can live to 200 and you're on all these hormones and you're doing all this fucking genetic therapies and shit, you feel like a young person, then you can. Because
it might be. I might feel different about it then, especially like you said, if you could grow it in an artificial womb. I said, if I don't have to like blow up my whole fucking body to do it, then maybe.
Well, they've already grown like goats.
Right.
In artificial
so
wombs.
It's like, like I said, if I don't have to push that
Yeah.
ass out of my vagina, then
Right. The guys I was listening,
because I don't want to do that.
the guy that I was listening to, you know, he's a billionaire and he's and his friends are doing all this, and they're talking about all the companies that they have and what they could do, and they estimated that in the future older people could have, if they wanted to, because if they were living long enough, could have a genetically engineered child that would be a damn near perfect child, grown outside the womb, gene edited and everything, for about 15 grand.
And
that's not that bad, and you can finance it.
And I admit that
that's not that bad.
In some ways, like if all of this was feasible, I would be kind of curious to see what our kid would turn out like.
Well, look, I don't want a super intelligent kid.
Probably
because intelligence super high intelligence correlates with fucking high levels of fucking stress and fucking what do you call it?
Neuroticism.
Neuroticism. Okay, I would want just above average intelligence, but pretty as a motherfucker and super healthy. Can't get cancer, can live a long time, no propensity towards fucking obesity, tall, great athletic ability, and just super good looking, and make them as happy as they can, you know, so everybody likes them. That's all I would care about. I'm not trying to give birth to some kind of fucking scientist or some shit like that, some dude fucking, some little nerdy bitch, you know what I mean, fucking worrying about everything and so intelligent that they're worried about things that they can't control anyway. You just want a pretty motherfucker who's super healthy.
I feel attacked. I said I feel attacked.
Yeah. Well, that's the way we are. That's the way we are. Because me and Jen...
that's what I mean. It's like...
Me and Jen are above 130 IQ.
I would feel really bad, like, subjecting... I wouldn't want to change me. Okay?
Yeah.
Like
I don't want to curse somebody with knowing too much.
I like me the way I am, even though I'm a hot mess.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But I wouldn't want to subject another person
to this shit.
To that.
Me and Jen are in the 140 area. We're around there. Or higher. I'm not gonna brag too much. But we're not geniuses, but we're close. And tell you what, the more you know, the more you suffer. It's better if you're just above average and you can function and you're fucking super healthy and you look fantastic and everybody likes you and you're having a fun time. That's all. And you're high reproductive. And here the thing is that people like that have lots of children. So your prodigy fucking propagates. They all start having a lot of shit because they're not thinking too much. They're just hot, a lot of charisma. They're hot, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot farther.
And you got a lot of them.
I mean, I'm not saying intelligence is bad. It's not.
Yeah.
Like, I think generally it's better to be intelligent than not. But if you're too intelligent,
you won't.
There's other issues that go along with it. Like, and I've seen like, because there's some people in my family, like my grandpa and stuff like that, who was like a genius, but he was also a hoarder, and he had like OCD, and he had like all these other, because there's a lot of other issues that come along with that. Usually, not always, but it's pretty common that those are like comorbid.
You want your child to have the intelligence of 110, 120.
Yeah, so like smarter than average, significantly smarter than average, but not like in super genius.
Because they're not going to have 150, 145 IQ. They won't need that because they'll be artificial intelligence. AI will help them.
And honestly,
and you just want them to have big ass titties or a big ass fucking dick with fucking great body and a handsome face, and everybody loves them, and they're just
a cheerful disposition.
They're cheerful and
optimistic,
and they're like pregnant by the time they're 17. They've already had a kid.
Let's not go that far.
And the next thing you know, you have 50 descendants. That's really where it is.
Yeah, I would not. I mean, I grew up with they stuck me in gifted in 4th grade. Yeah, no, 3rd grade.
Gifted. We were both in the gifted.
Actually, because I went to school in the 80s, and they didn't even have a program as such. It was just very new. And when I got in it at first, because they took everybody in, well, they got, the teachers would suggest, like, we think this person, and then they would take you in and they stuck you in a room with a psychologist, and you had to take an IQ test, and all the people that did good on it, they took you out of your school that you were in, because the school I was in didn't have anything like a program, and they put you on a bus once a week, and they took you to this other school, and then they would do this other shit. And then by the next year, the school that I was in actually did have a quote-unquote gifted program. It was just like a couple of classes. And so they kind of separated those kids out into, and I really liked those classes because they assumed that they're like, well, you already know like all the basic shit, which we did. So it's like, so let's do some kind of fun shit or some higher echelon shit. And that was like really fun. So I liked that a lot. But as time goes on, you got picked on a lot. It's because when you got to like junior high and you had to be in classes with the other kids, like PE and shit like that, everybody knew that you were in those special classes, and they would like pick on you. And also, I kind of feel like the expectations for you were so much higher that if you didn't live up to them, like that kind of fucked with you. Yeah. So I do feel like, even though almost everybody I know that I went to school with, like in the program, because I knew most of the same kids like throughout school, because we were all in the same classes. Most of them turned out pretty good. Most of them are actually pretty successful. One or two of them maybe were kind of fuck ups, but not really. Like, they actually turned out good. Some of them went on to become academics, and some of them went on to, bigger things, and most of them did okay. But there is kind of a thing that, burnout happens a lot, and, it is a thing. But like I said, I was like right on the cusp. Like, they didn't even have, it was just like a very new thing when I was about 8. I think I was about 8 years old when they started doing that. Yeah. Like, oh, we need this other program in schools for these other kids, and that's when they started doing it. I didn't know what was going on. I was a child, you know what I mean? So it's like they just stuck me, and then they bused me to this other school, and I was like, well, I don't know what's going on, but okay. you know what I mean?
Next Dimension Media said he's got a good one.
Just finished. Yeah, I saw that. Just finished watching Late Night with the Devil. That was actually my favorite horror movie of 2024. I watched it again last Halloween, and I liked it even better.
Do we own that?
No. I watched it again, but it's on Shudder though.
I want that bitch on Blu-ray.
Had no idea some characters were based on real life people. Yeah. The Amazing Randy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now definitely, and I think I said this when we talked about it. I said I'm a big fan of the Amazing Randy. I've read a bunch of his books. I love that cranky ass motherfucker, and I do feel like I'm not going to say they did him dirty in that movie, but it is an exaggeration. That's clearly who it's based on. But it is an exaggeration of the character, but I'm not gonna be mad about it because it's a great fucking movie.
It's a great movie.
But yeah, most of them were, Anton LaVey. Yeah, they did base a lot of those, The Grove being based on Bohemian Grove. Like, they did, like, all of that was based on real shit and kind of real people. I kind of feel like, too, that one Mentalist guy was kind of based on Uri Geller.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. They were all based on real people.
They were all based on real people.
That were around in the talk shows.
In that era, that were on the talk shows all the time.
I love that movie.
It was so good. I love that movie so much. Yeah. Like, we saw it in the theater when it first came out.
My mind was blown.
And it was early, like in 2024, I think it was March or something. And I saw the movie and I said, I think this is going to be my favorite horror movie of the year. And that was like in March.
Yeah.
And honestly, all the movies I saw a lot of great movies that year. I did a video of my top 20 from 2024. And the only movie that came close to knocking that off was The Substance.
Yeah.
And Heretic.
That was good.
So Substance was 2 and Heretic was 3. That was my top 3. And we saw all of those in the theater.
Great movies.
But yeah, that was like easily my top 3 of the year. But like by the time the end of the year came, I'm like, nope, Late Night with the Devil. It was because I watched it again like later on that year, and I was like, yep, still good.
All 3 of those movies are great. So
yeah.
They've still held up. I got Substance. I bought that bitch.
I bought it for you for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, I got that.
For Christmas. I don't remember.
I just got Drive.
Yeah.
We haven't watched that.
Which we reviewed just like a couple weeks back.
I bought that bitch on Blu-ray. I love Drive. Good movie.
I can't believe it took me so fucking long to see that movie.
Yeah,
it was so fucking
that's
good.
Like a modern Steve McQueen movie with fucking Ryan Gosling playing, and it's just a good character. It's a great movie. Yeah, liked it.
Count Orlok said Late Night with the Devil is amazing. Yeah,
amazing
I love David Dastmalchian. That's wherever you pronounce his last name. He's fucking great, and he's on like all the horror documentaries.
Yeah.
And he's just like a horror nerd.
What's great is
I'm into it.
It's a low budget movie. You don't need a big budget. You just have to have fucking badass writing.
Like, what a great concept, and like what a great. I just loved the aesthetic. Like it was so immersive.
All the actors and shit.
Like it really seemed like a talk show from back then. You know what I mean? I was like, man, they did a really good job. But yeah, I thought it was fucking great. Count Orlok also says, my 7-year-old niece is being considered for gifted classes. She's reading at probably 3rd grade level and is bilingual. Yeah, see, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's a good thing.
If you're born that way, do it.
No, I'm just saying, I feel like it's a good thing because some people are just kind of like, no, they think it would be better like if everybody was just in the same classes. No. But the reason that they started it, when I was a kid.
Well, she's learning faster than others.
Yeah, so, is that they felt like kids that were learning quicker would get frustrated and check out, like, because everything had to be slowed down, like, for the other kids that maybe weren't as on the ball,
Yeah.
So it's like, we should put them in another class, like, where we can kind of go quicker and they won't get as frustrated and they'll be more engaged.
I would have been.
And I think on the whole, for me at least, that was really effective. Because honestly, when I first started school, in the late 70s, now I believe you have to go to kindergarten, but when I was a kid, you didn't. So I actually did not go to kindergarten. I started school when I was 6 in 1st grade. And the first class they put me in was like a weird kindergarten 1st grade hybrid. You know what I mean? So they put me in this class, and I'm in there, and they're just still doing shit like building shit with clay and finger, and I'm like, what am I even doing in here? Like, we're not like learning anything. And because I could already read, I could read by the time I was 3. So I was like, what am I doing in here? Finger painting. I don't really understand this. You know what I mean? I could do this at home. So so after a little while, they pulled me out of that class and put me in another 1st grade class. And I hated it because the teacher, Mrs. Dahl, I still remember what her name was a fucking cunt. and like if you were acting up, she had a refrigerator box.
Yeah.
And she would put it over your desk and like put you into isolation.
That's funny.
Like she was a bitch. I hated her. She's probably dead by now.
Count Orlok is thanking me for recommending The Hand that his girlfriend got him. The Hand. On the,
yeah. We just rewatched it like not too long ago.
And my copy of The Hand was fucked up. Jen bought me another copy of The Hand. It's even better.
Yeah, because we had a copy from DVD, and we were trying to watch it the other day, and it just kept getting hung up, and it was...
Yeah, she got me a Blu-ray.
And I said, you know what? For Valentine's Day, I got him the Substance, and I was like, look, I got you a Blu-ray of The Hand, okay? So
What's funny about The Hand is that I love... It's a Michael Caine movie. It's called The Hand. I loved it when it came out. It fucking scared the shit out of me. Michael Caine hated it. He thought that was the worst movie he was ever in, which I don't know what the fuck that dude's talking about.
Dude was in Jaws 4. Come on now.
What the fuck you talking about? Yeah.
Maybe he didn't watch
I don't know
that
what the
one.
fuck he's talking about.
I was like, Jaws 4 is exponentially worse than The Hand. It's not even a discussion.
And the boomers that made it didn't appreciate it for what it was. I think they were kind of like... Their point of view really wasn't. I don't know. They couldn't appreciate a great scary movie when they made it. It may have been because they had different expectations for it when they were making it. But I just saw it as a kid, and was just blown away by it. And then as I got older, watching The Hand over and over again, I was like, okay, yeah, I understand this shit. I see what they're getting at. This is some fucking toxic masculinity slash, you know. I thought The Hand was real. I thought it actually was. But according to the dudes that made it, The Hand wasn't there.
It could go either way, though. That's kind of what's cool about it.
Yeah, I kind of preferred to think that it was there. That it was kind of like...
think it was.
That it was kind of like a fucking manifestation of his fucking psychokinesis. Like an evil psychokinesis. But each scene kind of gives it an out. I bought into it at the end when he was fucking strapped up in the fucking thing, and the psychologist who's telling him, oh, The Hand isn't there, and there's, it's going to come get you. And it comes out of the fucking... vents and gets her. I thought it actually happened.
However, if you'll note, she undid his strap.
Undid his strap. But, so, there is some plausible deniability.
Like, she was trying to prove it to him.
Right.
Like, she's like, I'm not even scared of you. I'm going to undo your strap. So I was like, yeah, she undid the strap. So he could have easily just got up and strangled her.
I prefer the movie thinking that it was psychokinesis.
Like I said, you could read it either way. That's what's cool about it. But like I said, I think the whole point of it being a hand in particular is because he's trying to control everything. He's trying to keep everything in his grasp.
His hand is possessing shit.
Yeah, it's a possession story, like where he's trying to possess everything.
You are my woman, and this and that, and don't you dare.
And that's my comic book character, and like that's
you will never do that.
And people he perceived everything as trying to take things away from him, take his control away from him.
And Oliver Stone was involved in it, and fucking John Milius was involved in the ideas, and Oliver Stone and Milius was involved with the first Conan movie, which is a fucking excellent movie about positive masculinity. And then with this one, it was fucking toxic masculinity. That's what they're actually talking about.
Because Michael Caine was a piece of shit.
Yeah, and Michael Caine is writing Conan stories.
Yeah,
he's writing Conan stories. He's
Mandro.
But they couldn't say Conan, but
it's clearly Conan.
Mandro's clearly Conan, and he's a fucking dick, and he's kind of stiff, and he's not very supportive to his young wife, who runs out on him. And
I mean, kind of rightfully
she's
so.
She's fucking the yoga instructor.
I don't advocate fucking around, but...
It was another time.
I couldn't really blame her.
She was just leaving. She was just leaving. Because
the thing about it, and I kind of got this dynamic from the movie, is that she wanted to leave him, but she was scared to tell him.
Yeah, she was scared of him.
So she was trying to, like, kind of do it subtle.
Yeah, she's trying to do it slowly.
Which, like I said, I could see how if you were like, well, why don't you just leave? I think she was afraid to. And she was rightfully afraid
she was scared
because he was a scary motherfucker.
Yeah. And fucking, as a kid, I'm watching that, and fucking, I was like, that dude is...
And he fucked around on his wife, too. Like with that that student.
They were separated though.
Although he was still trying to get back together with his wife, ironically.
He was trying to get back to her, but they were separated.
Yeah.
And he kills her. Or the hand does.
Yeah.
He kills her because she fucked the other dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how possessive he was.
Yeah.
And they weren't in a relationship.
Yeah.
So he couldn't deal with a relaxed fucking, let's just fuck around. You know, he couldn't.
Because she was just a student, and she was just kind of like, yeah, whatever.
And she was super fucking young, so he should have been happy to get someone on his side.
Yeah.
And to share.
But see, that was his downfall.
He was about possession.
If he couldn't have her, like he couldn't just have like her slutting around.
Right. He couldn't just say like, yeah, let's slut around. He couldn't do that. The hand. He had to possess. He had to possess that shit. And that was, I love that movie because it is a good example of fucking, first of all, that's not your pussy, that's her pussy.
That's right.
She's going to give it to whoever the fuck she wants to, okay? What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? You're not...
You don't own that
pussy.
shit.
That's her pussy. What are you talking about? So that's the whole crux of the matter with the hand. That's not your pussy.
Yeah.
You know. It's not her dick either. So what the fuck? What's the issue? You know,
she wasn't trying to like own his dick. She wasn't trying
to tell him what to do. Right. Yeah.
She was just kind of like, hey, I kind of like you. Let's fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he took her up on it.
Yeah, he took her up on it.
And she wasn't trying to like make it seem like she wanted to get married or nothing like that. She was pretty clear.
Yeah, she was just clear. Fucking, hey, let's fuck.
Yeah, she just wanted to fuck around.
And he's like, oh, okay.
And like most dudes would be fine. Well, that's the thing. He was fine with it. He's like, all right.
Yeah, but then he's trying to possess it.
Then he's like buying her Christmas presents and all this other kind of shit.
Making her put on shit.
Yeah, and like, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He couldn't just let it be. He had to possess the shit.
Yeah, that, like I said, that was his downfall.
Right.
And it was the same. It was kind of paralleled with his professional life where, you know, the other cartoonist was taking over Mandro because his shit was getting too dated. And, like, he couldn't really let go of that either. That's my character and that's my... I'm like, well, not anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm an online friend where I talk to an ex-Army guy, and he's got his own channel. It's called Sumerian Scholar. And he's big into fucking Robert E. Howard and Conan. He's going to have me on the show soon. His show. I'm going to do a show over on that show. And he's a young guy. He's much younger than me, but he's ex-Army, and he's very much into Robert E. Howard's writing. He likes fucking Lovecraft also. And his videos are like very appreciative of Conan and Robert E. Howard. He said when he was a kid, whenever somebody would say Conan, he just thought of some cheesy, kind of like goofy character or something like He-Man. You know what I mean? But reading the stories about how well Howard wrote those stories, and that was really goes on into fucking Hand and Milius and fucking what's his name, Stone. Conan was a cool character. He was a very masculine character. He was living outside the law. He was a mercenary, a fucking warrior, a barbarian. But he had a code. He had a soft spot for women and children. He hated evil, and he fucking was tried to survive and be strong. He was a very good masculine character, and Milius did a good job in the first Conan movie of, even though that's not real accurate to the stories, his because really the Conan and Conan 1 movie is more kind of like Kull, which also was a character that Conan wrote. But Conan was actually a very positive masculinity. In some ways, based on what I read, so was Solomon Kane. Although that was like almost like a religious masculinity.
Yeah, that was like a different type of character.
But Conan was a barbarian masculinity. And he was a good dude. And Fucking The Hand was the opposite of that. Okay, which is it's a very important movie. If you understand Conan, that character, when you watch The Hand, you're like, okay,
that's like the flip side.
It's like the flip side, right?
Yeah, because it's like, wow, Michael Caine is like fucking scary in that. But he's scary because there's lots of dudes just like that.
Yeah, very common.
That's what's really frightening about it. Is like it's not unrealistic like at all.
Yeah, Conan was not misogynistic or possessive about women, and he was not sexist in a certain way. He was extremely masculine. He liked feminine women. All right, that's in the stories. Voluptuous slave girls, he'd save them, try to get them out of there. But the love of his life was Belit and fucking Valeria, and they were warrior women.
Yeah, Belit was a pirate.
Yeah, Conan liked strong women, women that killed people, that fucking commanded pirate ships and shit like that.
Because he saw them as equals, I guess.
Yeah, he liked to have an equal.
He liked badass.
Yeah,
chicks.
Badass women, and they're kind of criminal. They're badass criminal women. That's what he liked. He liked all women, but the ones that he was like in love with were like him.
Yeah.
And that's something that's kind of, and this is all Howard wrote this shit in the fucking 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
As a young man, so my hat's off to him. A young man that really didn't have much experience personally.
Yeah, he
just
really
read
only,
about it.
He
Read
really
history.
only had that one girlfriend.
Imagination. Yeah.
I mean, I guess he like had sex with hookers and stuff, but I don't know how much.
He never really had a real girlfriend.
Other than that one
hookers.
chick, like I said.
Yeah.
Who wrote the book about him? But that was like his serious.
Yeah,
his
very
serious
good
girlfriend.
movie about him. It's called The Whole Wide World.
Yeah, we reviewed it a while back.
Very good movie, and it's about
with
Robert Howard.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio
plays Robert E. Howard.
Yeah, he's the dude
and
that
Renee
played
Zellweger
Baby Huey, and he plays
his girlfriend.
Played Baby Huey. He played played Kingpin.
Yeah.
In Daredevil.
He was in Cell with Jennifer Lopez.
Right. Yeah. So
like he was the scary.
Yeah, you got to see The Whole Wide World. And fucking
yeah, it's like it's a drama, like it's almost like a romantic drama because it's kind of like the love story between them.
Yeah, it's very sad because Howard killed himself.
Yeah, which like I said,
at about 30.
It's not a spoiler because that's what really happened.
Yeah,
and we did a show about him and that was 1935, something like that.
Yeah, mid-30s. He killed himself, shot himself in the head with a fucking with an 03 pocket hammerless 32 Colt. Sad. Because his mom died.
His mom died, yeah. And him and his mom were real close.
He couldn't take it. Pow.
I mean, they knew she was dying. That's the thing. She was dying for a long time, but he just couldn't handle it.
It wasn't just because of his mom. I think it was a bunch of shit.
I mean, it's never just
his
one
girlfriend
thing.
left him. It was a bunch of stuff that happened. He thought he was a loser, and he thought he wasn't going. And that was the sad thing. Is that he was one of the greatest American writers. He was great friends with H.P. Lovecraft. He was writing shit that fucking inspired Tolkien. And fucking Tolkien was a fan. And all that Middle Earth shit, that all came from Howard. But he thought he was a loser.
Yeah.
He wasn't, no. He's a big Texan. Fucking, he had a box. He was big into fucking physical shape. He was a tough dude. He didn't want to work in a fucking store. He lived out in the middle of nowhere, and he was kind of isolated. He wanted to write for a living. He was doing basically what Jenny does in a time before the internet.
Yeah.
And he was isolated. If they had an internet, or had they had conventions where he could go and fucking meet his fans, he would have been fine. It's just that...
Yeah, because I think if he could have seen like how much impact his work had on people, even back then,
he didn't know how good he was.
Because I feel like he never made like a fuck ton of money, but he was like making an okay living at writing.
They owed him money.
They actually did owe him money.
Yeah, the magazines that he was writing for
owed
him money.
And I don't think too, and I think like his shit like had more impact, much like Lovecraft. His shit didn't really have as much cultural impact until later. So he didn't live to see it, which is kind of a shame also.
Yeah, and Lovecraft died only a few years later.
Later, yeah.
And Smith,
I mean, Lovecraft was a little bit older, but
Smith,
still.
The other guy, which I'm gonna start reading
Clark
his
Ashton
shit.
Smith, yeah.
Yeah, he was devastated. They said he never recovered.
Yeah.
And they said he is just as good, but I don't know any of his stuff.
I've only read like a couple of his stories, and it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because I've read a lot of that stuff, but like I said, I've read so much stuff over the years that it all kind of blends.
Evidently, those two died, and Smith was like, "Fuck it," and he kind of gave up. And fucking, they said he mentally never recovered. Fucking sad.
Well, I will say from personal experience, writers tend to be kind of messed up.
Yeah.
Just kind of comes with the territory. Sly says, you guys ever saw Images from 1972, a psychological horror film directed by Robert Altman starring Susanna York? I did see it a long time ago, and I remember really liking it, but it's been years, and I should probably rewatch it. I don't think we ever reviewed it that I remember, but I have seen it, and I remember liking it, but I'll definitely like rewatch it one of these days. Matter of fact, I'll probably write it down, because I think Shudder had it like years ago, and I think I watched it back then.
Yeah, it says Conan very trad. Well,
depending on what you mean.
Depending on which Conan you're talking about.
Yeah.
There were different Conans.
I need to go get another drink.
Yeah. John Milius's Conan. That's like a gonad. Yeah. John Milius's Conan is really more of a story that's been written around Friedrich Nietzsche's philosophies about fucking self-improvement, about things that don't kill you make you stronger, you know. And I'm in the damn Conan fucking zeitgeist, online zeitgeist, and pretty much everybody agrees that Conan 1 is a great movie. It's not Robert E. Howard's vision of Conan. His vision of Conan was a little bit different, but it does kind of fit with a young Conan. You see, Conan from the point of view of fucking Robert E. Howard, every story that came out was not in any kind of chronological order. He could be young, or he could be middle-aged, or he could be old, and then go back to him being young, and then go back to middle-age, and he's old. Fucking, so you never know when you jump into one of Howard's stories of how old Conan's going to be. Okay? They're not in any kind of chronological order. In some ways, the Conan movie is that's the way Conan would have been when he was young. Even though in Howard's book, that's not how he was. In Howard's books, that's not how he was described as growing up. Conan was like, what I'm talking about is that in the movie, Conan had got enslaved. His family got wiped out. His whole tribe got wiped out, and he got enslaved. And then he was made into a gladiator. And then they freed him, and he became a thief. That's not how it happens in the books. Conan was never a slave. His people were never wiped out. He was a thief, though. Conan was a Northman, a Sumerian Northman, who was born and raised on a battlefield. He had been in a bunch of battles with his people, and then he decided to go out and like adventure on his own, and his people were still there. They didn't get wiped out, so that's a big difference. In the movie, Conan, after he finds freedom, he ends up in a tomb and gets a fucking sword from a fucking dead fucking Atlantean king. And when he takes the sword, he now has a means of fucking survival. And most Conan scholars are going to tell you that the dead guy in the tomb was Kull. And Kull was fucking the prototype of Conan. Because before Conan, Howard started barbarian stories tellings with Kull, not Conan. And Kull was a fucking an Atlantean. He was an Atlantean general eventually before he died. So that's who that was. And fucking guys who really know the Conan stories, they understand how this is being told through Milius. When they saw the dead guy and all the armor and the fucking sword, what it is it's Kull passing his fucking sword on to Conan. That's what that scene was. Yeah. Milius knew about that. That was Kull. That's all it was. And Kull was a badass too. Kull was more like Conan from the movie Conan 1. He was more like just a fucking savage. Yeah, badass savage. Yeah.
Ben says, Clark Ashton Smith's weird fiction is great. Mm-hmm. Also says, Tower of the Elephant is such a good short story.
Yeah.
People don't realize the first Conan story is straight science fiction. Yeah, on a couple weeks ago, like, we were just actually kind of all cuddled up in the bed and listened to an audio version of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that is a really great story. Yeah. And that was the first Conan story.
Yeah, I've listened to probably about 7 or 8 Conan stories. The one with Belit in it. Queen of the Black Coast. That was a good one.
Like I said, she's a pirate.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of them. She got killed by a fucking flying hominid with basically a gargoyle. Basically, gargoyle killed her.
But she had her own pirate ship.
Yeah.
And she was queen bitch, man. I was into it.
And she was a Shemite. She had all those fucking she had all those Cushian warriors and shit. Cushites. Who were the black guys. They were the Cushites they were from Kush. They were Africa.
Yeah.
Everybody's represented in Conan stories.
He just renamed all the countries.
He just renamed everything and then well, everything's a fantasy version.
Yeah.
And but a couple of Solomon Kane's were good too. Yeah, real good. We saw a movie and I listened to a couple of the audio.
Yeah, we reviewed the Solomon Kane movie.
Yeah,
which was actually pretty decent.
But Howard, man, is I think underappreciated in today's society. The youngsters are trying to get onto him right now, and then there was guys that came out and fucking revived Conan. In more modern times, like Savage Sword of Conan, and they got a southern guy from fucking I think he was from fucking Alabama who's writing right now Conan stories, and they're authorized Conan stories. Because Conan, not only is he very American, he's very southern. That's a southern character originating from Texas, and it's between being a savage and between being a civilized person. There's the barbarian, which is who can operate in either world. He can live with the savages, or he can go into a city and have a drink and have friends. That's
and probably have to shank a dude.
You might have to shank a motherfucker. Just because he's a lawyer, that don't mean anything. He was fucking straight. Like, this civilization is temporary.
For no fault of my own, I had to behead this motherfucker. Yeah,
a guy had to kill a bitch and fucking
he started it.
Sometimes you got to cut a bitch's head off. All right, that's how it is. All right,
that's fair.
That's just the way Conan was. and Conan. If you guys don't know Conan, a lot of people are like, "Well, he's just some big dude running around in a diaper, big dummy." In the fucking 80s and 90s copies of Conan, they didn't understand the source material. So they become with some stupid shit, which kind of like made a stereotype that Conan was like this big dumb guy. Conan was smart. He was very smart. And most of the shit that he got to is because he thought about it. He could also speak fucking 4 or 5 languages. He was educated. But he was a barbarian.
Yeah.
Because he didn't play with that. He didn't care about your laws. He was moving from one kingdom to another. You know? He was trying to become a king himself, which eventually he does. He was not a conformist. He was very unconformist. And fucking, in one story, bitch ratted him out. He went to jail. But they needed him, so they busted him out of jail. So he goes back, and the girl that ratted him out, he killed her fucking boyfriend. He didn't kill her, though. He just threw her in the cesspit and laughed. But the boyfriend pulled a knife on him. You know what I mean?
So, you could argue that was self-defense.
It was kind of like self-defense. He killed her. He killed the boyfriend and grabbed her around the waist and walked across the fucking... walking across the top of the fence, and fucking she's fucking begging for her life, and he threw her into the damn fucking shit pit. You ratted me out.
Into the mud, scum
Into the
queen.
mud, bitch. Fucking whore. Because she was a prostitute.
10 points if you know what line that movie was from. Into the Mud, Scum Queen.
Yeah. So, you know, Conan had a certain code. You know, he wasn't super cold-blooded, but you were going to get your issue if you crossed him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like he didn't usually start shit, but he's going to finish shit.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, that makes the character a lot more relatable and a lot more sympathetic to an audience. Like, if you're just going around, like, knocking off, like, innocent people's heads, no one's going to like you. You're a fucking villain.
He wasn't like that. Yeah, no.
People fucked with him first, and you were like, yeah, okay, they had that coming.
His morality was gray, but there was a code to it.
Yeah. And everybody can understand that.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, you can't just make somebody a straight-up villain and expect people to like them. Because nobody likes that. But it's just kind of like, he was actually, like, had an honor code and was like...
Yeah. You weren't, but if you were in business with him, you weren't supposed to go to the cops.
Well, yeah, I mean...
When he got busted out of prison, he went right to her.
Yeah.
The boyfriend tried to fucking shank him, and he fucking killed him.
Like I said,
I grabbed her, and she was like, "Oh shit!" And she's like,
"Yeah, shit, indeed."
Oh shit! Well, you shouldn't have fucking broke the deal.
Shouldn't have done it.
Fucking threw her ass.
Now you learn.
Threw her ass in the shit pit. And that was down in the hood. They said that I don't remember what city that was in, but they said it was just a warren, a maze of fucking filthy fucking
Detroit.
Alleys and fucking people shitting in the corner and shit like that, fucking and rats and shit. And that's where she lived.
But yeah, they are really good short stories. He didn't write just Conan. Like, he wrote, like, a fuck ton of stories. I think I read one, like, what the fuck's the name of it? He did, like, a werewolf story. Yeah. I think I read that, like, on my channel, like, a long time ago.
I wanna read his westerns. They said his westerns were his later stuff, and they were good, too.
Yeah, because he was kind of going in a more western direction.
Yeah, he liked westerns.
When he died, yeah.
Conan, in a way, is a western. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's just in a slightly different. Yeah. But like what you were saying before about how I kind of feel like because the 80s, after Conan came out and it was so successful, you know, obviously everyone's going to rip that off, right? So it's like that's kind of where the whole sword and sandal or sword and sorcery subgenre came from. And a lot of them are just terrible because, like I said, they just took like the kind of surface level shit and
they would cheapen it.
Yeah. It didn't really have any depth to it or any, like, mythology or... No. They would try to world build, but it just didn't really work out.
No, Howard, even in short stories, fucking was able to make a world that was so big it inspired Tolkien to write the Silmarillion and him to make a big world. Because Conan had Howard had one of those, too.
Yeah, he had, like, he had maps and everything.
Yeah. And fucking that was the first time that had been done. So, yeah, and I'm not shitting on Tolkien. Tolkien was good too. Tolkien was very British, and he was trying to make a mythology for the British people. It does have a very British character. It doesn't have an American character though. Conan does.
Yeah.
Conan is very American, and it's very Southern. It's very something like out of the Old West. And it is just as detailed. It's just that the way he's telling it to you isn't quite the same as the way Tolkien was doing it because Howard wasn't writing huge novels. He was writing short stories. So you had to fucking get all this information across to you more quickly. But he was able to do it.
Yeah.
He was good. It inspired Tolkien.
And the thing about it is his stories are short, but they're not that short. You know what I mean?
He does have some small novels about
Conan. Like novellas or novelettes, I guess they would call them. I mean, because like Lovecraft, some of Lovecraft's stories are only like a few pages long. You know what I mean?
Conan's stories are better as short stories though, because they're action movies.
Yeah,
they're not big things about Arwen and
it's not like a big epic.
Yeah, no.
Adventure. I mean, it's an adventure, but it's
more
like,
about what happened.
Yeah, it's
what happened. There's no big explanation. Oh, a magic wand. It was shooting out fucking laser bolts. It hit that dude, and he fucking wheezed up and fell to the ground like ashes when he got. What the hell was that all about? Don't worry about it. Keep going, because Howard didn't. explain details. That was part of the mystery of it. But that was kind of the same thing with Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Lovecraft would just tell you what happened. And about something, and then what the gods were like.
Bitch, don't ask me.
That was it.
It's inexplicable.
Inexplicable shit. If you saw it, would drive you crazy.
Why do you think people are still reading his shit like all of these decades later?
Because there was a lot of mystery in it.
Yeah. Because you could put your... Well, that's the thing. You have to leave some mystery. If you explain everything, there's no room left for the reader. There's no room left for their imagination.
And how Howard and Lovecraft and Ashton Smith were all good. They were all as good as each other. These are all real good writers. They're pulp writers. But they were forced to be pulp writers because that's who was paying them.
Yeah.
And you have to be brief. But they're trying to get as many words as they can in there, too.
Yeah. I mean, they only had so much space in the magazine.
Yeah.
So it's like, so it had to be like within certain parameters, but still. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I kind of feel like it's not really like this anymore, but like back in those days, there was the pulps, which was considered like kind of trashy. And then there was, like, literature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and those two things did not mix.
Right. And Tolkien was more like literature.
Yeah.
Because he had that luxury. The other guys, they had to get that shit done quick.
Yeah, they were working writers, whereas they didn't have years and years to, like, write a novel. They had to, like, kick out a bunch of fucking stories.
Yeah, and the novel...
Get that money.
Yeah, and the story had to be short because it was going in a magazine.
Yeah. Some of them were serialized, I think, but the longer ones were...
But they were good. They were good enough to inspire Tolkien.
I will note that if you go on, what do you call it? It's Wikipedia, but it's the thing with all the free pictures and stuff. What the fuck is that called? Someone has digitized. Well, actually, they've put in a bunch of the old Weird Tales. Like, so you can go in there and like just click on Weird Tales and then click on the year and the month, and not all of them are, because various rights issues and stuff, but it'll have like all of the stories that were in there, and it'll link to all the stories, and you can read them, so because I got a lot of stories for when I was reading horror stories on my channel. Like, I got a lot of them from there.
Okay, rest of the fans talking about the first Conan movie where Conan covers the woman up. Okay, what Milius is trying to tell the viewer is that Conan, even Milius's version of Conan in the stories, he is a barbarian, but he is not a savage. There's a big difference because he deals with savages. Savages are underneath the barbarians. Savages they're like Stone Age men. They're animals. Conan is not that. Conan would be more like, in the American terminology of the Old West, would be more like a pioneer or a mountain man or a dude from the Old West. He can deal with the Indians, but he's not an Indian. He can deal with Yankees in New York, but he's not a Yankee in New York. He's in the middle. He can deal with both. Okay. And in the Conan movie, the in the Conan stories, the Chinese kind of have a term, not the Kushites. I forgot what he calls it. I think it might be called Kitai. I think it's I don't remember, which is like China. He's over there to be trained, and while he's there, because he's a slave, he's being bred to their best women to create better men. Okay? That they could, for their like fighting abilities, fucking the way you would breed as slaves and shit. And they give him a woman, and she's topless, and he doesn't ravage her, he comforts her. He covers her up. He lays her down, and he's nice to her. He'd been reading poetry and shit. But he still does his duty. He knocks her up. But he makes it a pleasant experience for her. That's what that scene.
That's the least he
That's what's all, because they were both slaves. They didn't have choice.
So it's like you at least can be nice.
Yeah, he covers her up. He says, "Okay, I'm not. This isn't a rape. That's what he's telling you. Her, here. I know you're shy. Here, cover up. Come here. Lay down. It's okay. You know what I mean? Look at me. You know what I mean? It's not like you're gonna put you out. We're gonna make a baby. We're gonna make a baby. They told us to make a baby. That's what that scene was about.
Sly says, what about The Virtuoso from 2021 with Anson Mount and Anthony Hopkins? I have not seen that, but I did write it down, so we'll eventually see that. Counterlog says, Tom, do you believe the theory that Arnold in Red Sonja, Lord Calidor, is Conan under an alias?
Yeah, it's Conan.
I heard Conan traveled using aliases.
What happened is that...
I haven't seen Red Sonja in so long. Maybe we should review that one of these days.
Yeah, we should.
I remember not liking it.
Yeah, I remember not liking it either.
But it's hard to It's probably been 30 years since I've seen it.
What happened was Dino De Laurentiis kept fucking with Arnold about doing like another Conan type movie, and he's like, I'm not gonna do another. Okay, well, you're just gonna come in and do a cameo in this other movie I'm making called Red Sonja, and then he kept talking him into doing more and more. They did pay him, but
well, I hope so.
But evidently, Arnold didn't really agree to make that movie. He didn't agree to make that movie.
Well, while you're here,
let's do another scene. We do another scene, then we do another scene.
You're already here. Come on.
Yeah, that's what happened there.
I'll give you some extra money.
They couldn't call him Conan because of licensing things. But
yeah, that's what Ben said. They didn't have the rights.
Yeah, Calidor is Conan.
Yeah, I mean, that seemed like the easy workaround. And he's just saying, yeah, my name is totally Lord Calidor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all know who I am. Come on. Sly says, I believe Jack London was a working author of short stories. I enjoyed his stories in college. I remember really liking Jack London's stuff too. I haven't read it like in a long time. I remember reading, I think it was White Fang in school, and I remember really liking that a lot. And I've read a couple of his other things too, but I can't really remember. Now I'm kind of curious, like what people read in their English classes in high school that they actually enjoyed. Because I actually read quite a few books in school that I really liked. But I guess like a lot of people didn't like, and they thought they were forced to read them. I think they kind of read mostly the same shit, at least as far as what I've seen. But I remember really liking fucking The Scarlet Letter. I was into The Scarlet Letter for some reason. I don't know. I really liked that. I really liked Macbeth also. What was that other one that we read? On the Beach. Ooh, that was depressing. I liked it though. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we read White Fang. We read that one too. Ben says the Assassination Bureau is great. So I'm guessing that's another story. Is it? The Assassination Bureau? Do you know what we're talking about?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I was like,
it didn't even register.
Do you
I
understand
know you were talking to me.
Yeah, I was like, do you understand what I'm talking to you?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So I said, yes, we were forced to read Shakespeare. I actually, like I said, I actually enjoyed a lot of the Shakespeare that I read. I really liked Macbeth. I really liked Midsummer Night's Dream. What was the other one? We read Macbeth out loud in class, and I got to be Lady Macbeth. The English teacher gave me that role because it's the biggest one, and because I was the only one that could read it without stumbling on every word. so I had to read most of the play, like out loud. And I don't remember, was the other one Romeo and Juliet? I don't remember, because we did a Shakespeare play every year. And I specifically remember doing Macbeth, and I specifically remember doing Midsummer Night's Dream, but I don't remember what the other one was. I thought it was Romeo and Juliet, but maybe not. I don't really remember what it was. I think we read Frankenstein too, and I think we read a lot of good shit that year, but I can't remember like what a lot of it was. And then I remember reading fucking, you know what's crazy? Like I remember when I was in 10th grade, we read The Mayor of Casterbridge, which is Thomas Hardy. And I hated that fucking book. But the weird thing about it is that Jude the Obscure, which is also Thomas Hardy, is probably one of my favorite books of all time. I love that fucking book. It's so depressing, and I'm just so there for it. Like, I don't know why I like one of his so much and the other one not so much. One thing we didn't read in school, but that I read on my own, was Oscar Wilde. Picture of Dorian Gray is fantastic. If you like horror, please read that. It's like it's a great fucking book. There's been like a couple good movie adaptations of it too. But his play, The Importance of Being Earnest, is legit one of the funniest fucking things I ever read. Seriously. I read it when I was like 17 and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking hilarious. It's still hilarious. I think it's hilarious. That's also been made into a couple of movies. I think, yeah, it was made into a movie like a couple years ago. Ben says Mayor of Casterbridge is my favorite classic novel. I don't know why I hated it so much. Like I said, especially because I liked his other ones. Like, I don't know why that one's just, to me, seemed like a fucking slog, and I don't know why. Like, because I loved Jude the Obscure. I've read it like several times, and I have a copy. It's one of my favorite books, but it's just kind of like Mayor of Casterbridge. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know why. Maybe if I read it again now, I might feel differently. So I said, thanks, Jenny. I've never read Thomas Hardy, but I do know Oscar Wilde. Yeah. Yeah, I've read, what else did he write? I've read another one that he wrote that I also liked, but I can't remember what one it was. I got on a kick when I was a teenager because I was a nerd like that, but I was trying to read like as many of the classic novels, you know what I mean, like as I could, because I was a huge voracious reader. I still try to be, I just don't have as much time, you know what I mean, sadly. Because man, I used to, even just a few years ago, I used to go to the library and I'd check out like 13 books and I would read them all like in a couple of weeks, you know what I mean. I used to read like a book a day. But, you know, I don't really have much time to do that anymore, unfortunately. And it was everything, like fiction, nonfiction, like whatever I could get my hands on. So, I went through a thing, like we read a lot of books in school, but like I kind of wanted to branch out. So I read a lot of the classics. I was reading a lot of the kind of horror classics too, because one of my favorite books when I was a kid was Stephen King's nonfiction, Danse Macabre. And he has a big index in the back of that where he recommends like a fuck ton of like horror novels. And a lot of them are, you know, the book came out originally in like 1980 or 1981 or whatever. So like most of the novels are, you know, from the 40s and 50s and 60s. And I read a bunch of those, but then I was reading like kind of classic literature. So, you know, M. Somerset Maugham and all that kind of stuff. And out of all that stuff, yeah, like I said, I think Jude the Obscure was my favorite. I liked, what was that? Man, I just thought of it and then it's like just escaped me again. Fuck, no, I can't, I'll remember it in like 15 minutes from now. But I read like all the apocalyptic shit, like I said, like On the Beach, Clockwork Orange, like all that kind of stuff. So I read a bunch of that kind of stuff. And I read like I really like Victorian era like thrillers or mystery. One of my favorite books that I just got around to reading a couple years ago was The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins, which is not horror exactly, but it's like a mystery. And man, it's a chunker too. It's like this big, but holy crap, what a great book. And the thing about it is that Wilkie Collins, I had read some of his short stories like when I was a kid. And if you don't know, he was actually a contemporary of Charles Dickens. Like the both of them, they knew each other and worked together on several projects. And at the time, Wilkie Collins, I believe, sold more than Charles Dickens. They were both about equally well known, but I think Wilkie Collins was a more popular writer than Charles Dickens was. And sadly, I kind of feel like a lot of people sort of forgot about him. And but his shit is great. Like he wrote like a lot of mysteries, and they're really good. Like I really got into The Woman in White. I don't know why I liked it so much. Have that been made into a movie? It should be. But and The Moonstone, that's good too. Like I really like that one also. That's also kind of a mystery. And if you're into that kind of shit, you should read Dan Simmons, also chunker of a novel called Drood, which came out in the mid 2000s, I want to say 2007, 2008. I don't remember when it came out. But it's like an alternate history about Charles Dickens and Wilkie Collins investigating this weird dude that Charles Dickens encountered when he was in a train crash, which was real. Like, that really did happen. Charles Dickens was in, I think it's called the Staplehurst incident or something. Like, a train, like, went off a fucking, what do you call it? What do you call those things? They go, like, through over the mountain with the train tracks? The trestle? Yeah. It went off one of those and, like, killed a bunch of people. And he lived, but the book takes the premise of that, and then he's like, while Charles Dickens was like saving people from the wreck or whatever, like he encounters this weird fucking dude with like his nose is all fucked up and he has like no eyelids and he's like all freaky and he thinks he's like a supernatural being, and so he enlists Wilkie Collins, who is his friend, and they kind of go and investigate like who the fuck this dude is and what's going on, and he goes into like the underbelly of London, like in the Victorian era, and it's really good. Like, I think it's better if you know a little bit about the actual dudes and their stories, because it kind of, plays into some of that, but I don't think you have to know it necessarily. But that's like one of my favorite, more recent-ish horror novels, and I wish they would make that. I heard for a long time that Guillermo del Toro wanted to make a movie version of it. Like, I think he was thinking about buying the rights, or had bought the rights, or they lapsed or something like that. And I was like, man, I would fucking kill to see a Guillermo del Toro adaptation of Drood. Oh my god, that would be so good. But yeah, like many things, it just never happened, sadly. But somebody needs to make. Although the book is so long and so detailed, I think that would make a way better series. I think it needs to be at least 8 episodes, if not more, because that is a long book. But it doesn't feel long, it's just, to me, it just like flew by. I just read it again probably a year or two ago, because I liked it so much. That's the same guy. Dan Simmons also wrote The Terror, which was made into the he's really, it's not all of his books are like this, because I've read a bunch of them, but he likes taking like something real that happened in history, because The Terror was about an actual Arctic shipping expedition that went horribly wrong, but he added his own kind of shit to it. And this is kind of the same thing. Like, he takes real shit about Charles Dickens and Wilkie Collins and then adds this kind of, it's not exactly a supernatural element, I don't think. But I think that it's funny because he also leaves open the possibility, and I could just be completely talking out of my ass here, I'm not sure, but he completely leaves open the possibility that Wilkie Collins is maybe just imagining all this shit because of his drug use. You know what I mean? So it's kind of ambiguous like that, and I was kind of there for it. But I really wish somebody would make a series out of it. I really wish somebody would. Sly said The Woman in White is a British television series based on Wilkie Collins' 1860 novel. So somebody did make it. I was like, I would be shocked if that hadn't been adapted at least once. See, God bless the Brits, because they adapt all kind of cool shit that they would just never do over here. I feel like back in the day when we had, Twilight Zone and Thriller and Alfred Hitchcock Presents, like all those kind of anthology shows, like back in the 60s, like, a lot of them would adapt short stories mainly. Because I've actually, like, on Thriller and Night Gallery and stuff like that, I've seen adaptations of short stories that I read. But you don't really see that much. I feel like they did that a lot more in Great Britain. What?
Need any more?
No, I've refilled it not too long ago. Like, I was thinking also over on my... I might have put this up on my Scare Salon channel, which is my other YouTube channel. But I did a whole breakdown of the BBC Ghost Stories for Christmas series, because a couple, like last year or the year before, Shudder put all of them up. And I was like, oh shit, I've been wanting to see these for like forever. And a lot of those were based on like old, like Victorian era stories. Some of them were more contemporary. I didn't like those quite as much. I liked the old ones. But man, they were all really good. And then they also added the one that actually I don't think was part of that series, but it predated it, but which was a adaptation of A Whistle and I'll Come to You, My Lad, which is great. But I'm gonna say that my favorite episode of the Ghost Stories for Christmas was a Charles Dickens story, and that was The Signal Man. Man, what a great fucking adaptation that was. So creepy. That's probably my favorite Dickens short story, matter of fact. It's just really creepy. You know what I mean? If you haven't read it, it's not a long story. And you can read it everywhere. It's in the public domain. But it's kind of this guy, and he works at this little kind of remote, you know, he works in the little the train signal thing. You know, when the train comes by, you get a signal if somebody's on the tracks or whatever. And he keeps seeing a guy like making these weird gestures, like he's pretty sure it's a ghost, but he's not sure. And it always like presages like some horrible accident like happening on the train line. And he meets this other guy who's like visiting, and they're talking and stuff, and he's starting to get freaked out because he's like, look, I keep seeing the dude, and it's like, so I know something bad's gonna happen, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know what the dude wants me to do, and you know, and he's kind of flipping out. And I'm not gonna spoil the story if you haven't read it, but yeah, it's like, it's pretty fucking good. Like, it's just a good story. And I think like the BBC adaptation of it was really good. That was my favorite episode of that. They did most of the stories they adapted for that series were M.R. James, which he's a great writer too. Like Lost Heart's probably the best of those. But I think like 5 of them were M.R. James stories, and then one, actually maybe all of them were, other than the Dickens one. Were they? Now I can't remember. Well, and then there were 2 at the end, because I think as the years went on, because they would do one every year, and then like as the years went on, they were like, well, we're gonna start adapting like modern stories, like, or modern for the time, which was the 70s. And so the last 2 were bless you.
Thank you.
And so the last 2 were modern stories, which were also pretty good, but I don't know. I there's something I really like late Victorian or like late 19th century, early 20th century horror and ghost stories. Like, there's just something about the vibe of those that's like, I don't know. It's just way creepier to me. One of my favorite short stories of all time, matter of fact, and I can't even remember what year this came out, was The Beckoning Fair one by Oliver Onions. And I'm sure there's been an adaptation of that, but I've never seen one. It's so like low key, but it's really, really creepy. Really fucking creepy. Also The Willows by Algernon Blackwood. That's another good one. He wrote some good shit too. Mm. Let's see. Ben says Dickens with his girlfriend and she was killed. A big scandal. I think it was the first ever fatal train accident. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty famous... Like I said, wasn't it called the Staplehurst accident or something like that? And the train derailed, like, over a trellis and, like, went over... Like, it was like a mountain or something. And, you know, yeah, Dickens lived, but yeah, his girlfriend got killed. But that's... That incident was, like, the inciting incident that Dan Simmons used for the novel Drood. So that really did happen in real life. Although I don't think... In the book, like, I don't think his girlfriend was on the train and got killed, if I remember correctly. Oh, Ben says, okay, correction, Dickens' girlfriend, Ellen Ternan, wasn't killed, but it was highly embarrassing for them. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, because it was kind of a big deal, I remember. Sly said the Brits do adapt novels. You have to bless the British. Well, they had so many... Back then, they had so many TV shows that were, you know, plays. They had Play for Today, and they had like all these different like kind of anthology shows, or where they would adapt stories. It's like, I just thought that was so cool. We didn't really have that much. Like I said, we did have shows. I've been doing over on my other channel. This is taking forever, you know, but because I can only do it every now and then. But I've been doing Night Gallery and Thriller with Boris Karloff. Thank you very much, DVD Dragon. Gave us a super chat. But I've been doing these 2 shows, and a lot of those were adapted from contemporary, like, older short stories. So we did have, like, an outlet for it. It's just not, you know. DVD Dragon is asking you a question and gave us a super chat.
Who is it?
Tom, did you hear about the Spec Ops soldier that was arrested for insider trading after making prediction market wagers on the timing of the military's capture of Venezuelan President Maduro?
No, I didn't hear anything about that. The thing is, though, is that this idea that Delta Force went in and captured Maduro, it doesn't jive with me. That's probably not exactly what happened. Maduro was, his bodyguard was all staffed by Cubans. I think that's suspicious right there. I think what happened is that Maduro wanted to switch sides and take a deal that the United States offered him, but he was afraid that his bodyguards from Cuba would kill him. So what we did is went in there and killed his bodyguards and rescued him. I don't really think that was a capture. I think it was more like a rescue. Because people totally underestimate the power of Cuba. Cuba has a fucking fantastic intelligence network. And I think Cuba controlled Venezuela. That's probably what that was. And we went in there and fucking rescued Maduro, got him out of there. Because his bodyguards would have killed him because they were Cubans. And once we got rid of all those Cubans, then all of a sudden Venezuela kind of switched over to our side. Never believe what you're told in the news on the surface. That's not how special operations go. And it's really hard to capture someone who doesn't want to capture someone alive who doesn't want to be captured. He was rescued, I believe, based on my experience. But I don't know about the guy you're talking about. Somebody knew. Whenever some shit's going to go down, there are people that know the inside story, and if they have access and a way to make money on it, they'll do it. Yeah. He just knew that was going to happen. They'd probably been telling him for a couple weeks before, because they got to train for the mission. See? So that's probably what it was.
Counterlog says, I just got Night of the Demon from 1957 on Blu-ray, and I saw on Facebook that there was a 1979 British TV adaptation, but under its original title, which was Casting of the Runes. Yeah, I actually just reviewed that movie a few months ago over on my Flickers of Fear series. I can't believe I waited so long to see it. I've been hearing about it like forever. I feel like... you know, it was kind of like, it's one of those movies like from the 50s that you kind of need to see. Like, it's a classic. And I talked about it a lot on there, but I was kind of debating with myself over whether they should have shown the demon, because, man, the demon looks badass. It's really cool looking. And I was like, man, I kind of wish they had waited till the end to show it. Because I'd seen clips of it, like, over the years, you know what I mean? Because it's a pretty famous horror movie from the 50s. And so I knew what the demon looked like, and I was like, and I think I said this on my other video, too. I was like, hell, I think even some of the fucking DVD covered Blu-ray covers have the picture of the demon on it, so it's not like it's a big shocker. But I was under the impression that you actually didn't see the demon until the end, but when I watched the movie, they show it, like, in the first 10 minutes. And I was kind of like, and then like when I was researching the kind of history behind the movie, that was Val Lewton, was it not? I want to say, or Jacques Tourneur, I can't remember. But he was like, I don't want to show the monster at all. Like, I want to leave it ambiguous. Like, is the curse real? Is it not real? Is the demon real? I don't want to, like, you know, solve it either way. And of course the producer's like, man, you can't do that. You have to show the demon. But I kind of feel like it would have been better if they didn't show the demon till the end. Like, if you'd have left it ambiguous until the end, you're like, oh shit, the demon's real. You know? Because I don't necessarily agree that they shouldn't have shown the demon at all, because the demon looks really cool. But, and it would have been kind of like a wah-wah, like a Scooby-Doo ending, like if the demon hadn't been real. Although I don't mind if they'd left it ambiguous, but I think that probably they should have waited till the end. Because I think if you showed it up, because the fact that you show it up front, and you're like, look, the demon is real, I think that kind of takes a lot of the suspense away. It's a great movie, though, if you haven't seen it. And yeah, like I said, it is based on Casting of the Runes. Count said, your Night of the Demon review was my introduction to 13 O'Clock. Oh, well, there you go. I can't believe I waited so long to see this, because like I hear so many people talking about it. And honestly, I feel like horror got a little... in the 50s, there wasn't a lot of great horror movies in the 50s, because it was mostly sci-fi. There was like a lot of good sci-fi movies in the 50s. But you didn't see a lot of good horror. And I feel like that was just like a good demon occult horror movie that was based on like a classic old story. And you didn't really see much of that in the 50s. So I thought that was like really cool that got made. I'm not saying there wasn't good ones, because there are. But like, there's not a lot. I feel like when people think about the 50s, they usually think about sci-fi or big bug movies. Like radiation kind of shit. Which I like, but I'm not as into as horror movies, That's all. Sly said, Jenny Hammer does a bunch of short stories. I just found Punt on Flex Store, no ads. Yeah, now, I don't know if you guys, because I saw I think it was on Amazon Prime. I think in the UK, they also had an anthology series called Thriller, not to be confused with the American anthology series called Thriller, which was hosted by Boris Karloff, which only ran like 2 seasons. It was like 1960 and 1961. And I'm slowly working my way through them and reviewing them for my other channel. But they have the British one on Amazon Prime, and I keep meaning to watch it, and I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. So if anybody is into that show, like, tell me, is it worth watching? I mean, it looks good, and I like a lot of the British anthology series, British anthology movies. Like, I love all those Amicus movies and stuff. So it's like, I feel like that would be right up my alley. But I haven't started watching it yet, because I keep seeing it when I scroll through it. It's always in my recommended, But it's like, I just haven't watched it yet. I got watching... What the fuck was I watching the other day? It was actually like a newer thing. And it was a series called... What the fuck was the name of it? It didn't last very long. And I think they made it for not Shudder, but one of the other horror streaming services. Screambox, maybe? And it was basically taking stories from No Sleep, the subreddit, and adapting them. I think there was only like 5 or 6 of them. At least that's all that was on Amazon. And it was actually pretty good. Like, some of those were actually pretty good. And then it was kind of cool because, like, the last 10, 20 minutes of the show, they would interview the person that wrote it, that originally posted it, and, like, where they got the idea and stuff, which I thought was kind of cool. But, yeah. What's up? You all right?
Yeah.
You feel better?
Not really.
You don't?
Yeah. I'm going to have to sleep in a bit.
Yeah, well, do you want to wrap it up?
We can wrap it up if you want to. I'll fucking just roll up and just go to sleep.
I mean, I still feel okay, but...
Well, if you wanted to continue the show, you can. It's all right.
Well, it's all right. I mean,
all right.
I know you don't feel good, and...
yeah.
You had a hard day of hanging out at the biker bar and drinking.
Oh, man.
And watching motorcycle accidents happen in real time.
I think it was more the GLP-1 got me after I ate when I came back.
Yeah, like I said, it'll get you. And like I said, I've had that since I first started taking it, and you haven't had problems with it.
Yeah.
So, I'm just kind of like, I don't feel sick now.
It's almost 10.
I don't feel sick now, but I definitely threw up before the show.
Yeah, it's almost 10.
But I was just kind of like, yep, here we go.
Yeah.
I'll be all right in a minute.
I mean, if you want to do more time, it's up to you. If not, we can shut it down.
DVD Dragon said Tom's on the struggle bus.
I'm on the struggle bus.
You're on the struggle bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he actually didn't even want to do the show first.
Because, first minute I was like, "Fuck it, I can't do it."
Because he was just like, he was just like 5 minutes before the show, he was just vomiting.
I fucked my whole bathroom up, man. I had to vomit.
You did clean it, right?
I cleaned it up. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I don't use his bathroom, so it's like I don't have to go in there.
Yeah, man, I was throwing up fucking carnitas and shit, carnitas and the gravy.
Like I said, that was kind of spicy. It did kind of fuck up my stomach too.
Yeah, I think it was carnita. I think it was just the GLP-1.
Well, it's probably like a combo of both of those things. But like I said, the shit does make you nauseated.
Yeah.
You know.
Tomorrow we gotta go to the club.
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see if your friend shows up.
Which one? Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he shows up. Chris.
They always say they're gonna show up and then they never do. I don't know why. I don't know if
saw where it was. He goes, I know where that is. And
I don't know if like
goes,
something else intervenes or they chicken out or.
Yeah, he says I'll be there tomorrow.
I'm not really sure. Yeah. Well, now I'm kind of curious what's gonna happen if his girlfriend shows up or.
Yeah.
It might be kind of
interesting. Bring your girlfriend. She goes, nah, I ain't gonna bring her. And I said, we talk. She's like,
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you going someplace like that and being like, nah, I'm not taking her with me.
She's too controlling. She says if there's any woman there, then fucking she's just.
Oh, she's gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, she's one of those.
She's gonna.
And
have
I was like, she can't just chill out. And she's like, no. And I was thinking to myself, you need a new girlfriend.
I mean, there's normal people there too, normies there too, but it's like there's a lot of hot older women with corsets on.
That's what I told him. I said, you show up there, I will hook you up immediately. I'll hook him up with that fucking fat ass Latina chick. Remember her? She's cute as shit. Her fucking ass is fucking the size of a fucking barn. He would love that shit. She's cute. She's cute. She's got a huge fat ass. The girl, she was there. She's been there the past couple weeks.
My memory is escaping me. What's her name?
I remember.
Did we know her?
She was the one I hooked up the other guy with. Remember? I says, I'm going to go back and get that dude. And I brought him back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Her. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Long black hair.
I think
she usually wears a skirt to hide that ass. Remember that? Me and you got up on her when she was at the Abyss one time. She's like, is this all natural? And she's like, it's all natural. Don't you remember?
Kinda.
Yeah. You were too drunk. You were fucking going, God damn, look at that gas on this girl.
Well, yeah, you know how I get.
Yeah, you know how she is. You just don't remember. You don't
I vaguely remember it.
You don't have I
vaguely remember it, and it's just kind of like, well, you know, I like a girl's ass as much as the next person, but it's just kind of like
fucking. She's Latin and it's fucking huge, and the rest of it, she looks like a skinny girl, till you get down to the booty.
Yeah,
remember that? And I showed it to you.
Yeah, that's right.
I showed it to you. She's like, God damn! You're like, wow. You said something about it.
Yeah, I kind of remember that.
She was eating it up.
I just can't remember what her face looks like at the moment.
Just pretty. Long black hair parted in the middle.
All I could remember, I was thinking about when you were talking about it. I was like, "What? It's not that girl I was making out with the week before last."
No, you didn't make out with this one.
Okay.
No, you didn't make out with her. It was the one that was. I'm trying to remember. No, you didn't make out. It was just one that was sitting there and fucking. Remember when that new dude showed up and all the girls were like, God damn, look at him. And I went out there and got the dude. And I introduced him. But she ended up not liking him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, see, I was getting confused because I thought, like, not last week, because last week's was Memento Mori.
This is about a month ago.
But the week before last, like, you were trying to hook up somebody we knew with some guy, and she was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, that was him. That was her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was her. And that was the same one like a couple weeks before at the Abyss that fucking you were just like, what the fuck? And I'm like, God damn.
Okay.
Yeah. And she was like the size of a back of a VW bug.
I mean, like I said, I guess we know a lot of people.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Some people we know. I mean, obviously, some people we've known for like forever. So obviously, I know who they are. But it's like some of them, I've only met them like a few times. So it's just kind of like my memory is hazy.
Yeah.
of it, you know, and alcohol is involved.
Yeah.
Too, but so sometimes I'm like, and a lot of times like the weeks kind of bleed together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do remember last week at Memento. I remember that girl I hate.
Yeah.
Almost like getting.
I had a dream.
Getting yelled at by Shauna.
Shauna was gonna kick her ass. That was fucking Sarah.
Oh my god, how funny would that have been if Shauna just would have clocked her one? I would have laughed and laughed.
Me, Jen, and Sarah have had a thing going on for a fucking long time.
Well, we don't have a thing going on.
No, I'm gonna tell you.
She thinks she has a thing going on.
Sarah was always trying to jump on me. And then
And this is going
way back 15 years.
15 years. That was before we were even, when we were hanging out, but we weren't like official yet.
Yeah. She was trying to steal me.
Yeah.
She was the one that fucking talked me into fucking leaving with her when Jen was going to come back. But she's like, she's not coming back. She left with that dude.
She kidnapped him.
Yeah, she kidnapped me. I ended up at her place.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And I ended up fucking over Jen. We weren't a thing at that time.
Yeah, we weren't officially together.
Friends.
I was still mad, though. Because I was like, all my shit. I was like, all my shit is at your house.
Yeah.
You asshole.
Her name's Sarah. And Sarah's a good-looking woman. She's thin, tall, short black hair. Really pale. She went off to Germany for about 10 years with some dude.
Yeah, she had a boyfriend and went off to Germany for like a long time.
Yeah, then she's back now.
Yeah.
She was trying to fuck with me up on a stage one time, and Jen went and fucking grabbed her, and they were fucking fighting over me.
Well, the reason I was
just like, and that was one of the days.
I think I said this before. This did not come out of nowhere.
No, it had been going on.
It had been years and years, little passive aggressive bullshit, and I just let it slide. I'm like, be the bigger person, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But this one night, she had just done it, and then she walks past, and she's like, oh, like hit me with her elbow, and I was like, so that's it.
Yeah. Jen went off and started fucking beating us, trying to.
I was so mad. I was like, that's enough.
And I gotta admit,
I was like, I put up with it for like years and years.
I gotta admit it. When I saw Jen fighting her, that's when I was like, this chick is for me.
I for real was gonna kill her.
Like, this chick is for me, and that was really kind of like
I was so
part
mad.
of the beginning when I was taking Jen more seriously, and fucking and Jen knew what was up because we would be driving around in a car just as friends. And she would call me on my phone, and I put that shit on speakerphone so Jen could hear what she was talking about. Snicker. And she would be like stalking the fuck out of me and fucking mad that I was hanging out with her. And I said, no, I'm with Jen. Why are you hanging out with her? And it's just because she's my friend. And she thought she owned me already.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything to do with her. She said she was going to come to my house and wait for me. In the bushes.
She's gonna boil a bunny.
That's what she said. And Jen was like, what the fuck? And she's like, I'm gonna be waiting for your ass. She's a bunny boiler.
Big time.
And anyway, fuck, she's back in town. She came back from Germany, from the hunky motherland.
Well, she's been gone. Here's the thing.
Crazy.
She'd been gone a long time.
Yeah. She's fucking
she came back.
Fucking part black.
She came back to the U.S. Actually, probably like 2 years ago, because I remember you said that she messaged you.
It wasn't 2 years ago. It's about a year.
Maybe it was a year.
About a year.
You said that she messaged you and said, you know, hey, I'm back or whatever, and he's like, okay, whatever.
And I said, you haven't posted any pictures of yourself. She goes, nah. And I said,
and then it's like, yeah, why don't you come out anymore? You must have got fat.
And I said, you must have got fat. And she's like, fuck you asshole. Fuck you, asshole, this and that. And I says, no, you must have got fat.
And then, like, many, many months later, after he joked that she had gotten fat,
she comes back.
She came back. And I remember when it was right around Thanksgiving of last year.
And I said, you're not fat, babe. You look great.
She looks exactly the same.
She looks exactly
the same.
Actually,
she hasn't aged.
She may have been fat, and then she lost all that weight.
I was kind of thinking that maybe. Like, maybe because you said that, she was like, now she's going to... So now I'm just kind of like, fuck me. It's like, yeah I really wanted this fucking drama.
She's pissing everybody off now.
And like, she doesn't come every week, but like she was there last Saturday.
Yeah.
And I'm always just kind of like, she's like, she tries to be subtle about what she's doing, but she's not real good at it.
I'm totally neutral. I'm just trying to stay out of this shit.
Like every time, I just kind of feel like I'm out dancing like normal, and like you'll go, and she's like positioned herself right in like Tom's eye line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just ignoring it. I'm just like, yeah.
Well, I am too, but I'm just kind of like, okay. Like, she thinks she's being sneaky. Well, like, last week, I'm out dancing, and I turned around, and she's talking to Tom, and I was like, of course she is.
Yeah.
Shauna yelled at her because...
She bumped into her.
Because she kept bumping into Shauna. I'm like...
She was dancing close to her.
I'm going to advise you right now, do not bump into Shauna. She will beat your ass if you keep doing that shit.
Yeah. Shauna from Boston.
Shauna doesn't play.
Her mother was from Switzerland, and her dad was from fucking like Jamaica or something. All right, isn't that what it was? Jamaica? It's not Jamaica, but somewhere something like that. Wow, where the fuck is Haiti, Jamaica?
No. It was one of the lesser known ones.
Yeah, Virgin Islands, I think maybe Virgin Islands,
somewhere around there.
Yeah, something like that. She looks great. She's fucking strong, though.
I love Shauna.
Yeah, she's here.
I've told her many times, I was like, I think you were the coolest bitch in this fucking thing. She's totally it. She's totally fucking cool.
Badass. Yeah. So she's fucking Shauna almost beat her ass. And what was weird is that...
Yeah, here's the funny thing. When Sarah first turned back up, like last Thanksgiving or whatever, I was standing by Shauna... And we both saw her at the same time.
And you both looked at each
other. And we
other.
both said, oh, here's this bitch. Shauna said the exact same thing. Like, we were thinking the same thing. Oh, here's this bitch again.
Shauna was ready to fucking go to battle.
Great. Shauna doesn't like her. I don't think anybody likes her, to be honest with you.
No, dudes like her because she had like 5 simps following her.
I mean, Mark talks to her.
Mark fucking is trying to get
Dr. Michael talks to her.
Yeah, no, she's got a lot of friends. It's just that it's dudes that haven't hooked up in a long time. Yeah. And she's using them as fucking
props
to show everybody fucking how many dudes want.
Look how popular
she doesn't want them.
Desirable I am.
No, that's not.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
those
she
aren't
doesn't.
who she's after.
Like I said, she's using them as props.
Yeah, and she kind of who does she look like? I could probably find a picture of her.
I think you looked before and you didn't have
one. She might have new photos. She hasn't changed a day. She looks
she looks exactly the same as she did back then.
Yeah, let me see if I can find.
Which is funny, but and also she hasn't. Her personality has also not changed, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly. She's exactly the same.
I was kind of willing.
She's trouble.
I was willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. If I was like, well, you know, it was like 10 years ago, like 8 years ago, something like that. Too. Maybe she's different. Nope. She's exactly the same. She has not changed a bit.
Yeah, and then after that shit went down, 15 minutes later or so, I started heading to the bathroom, and she pops out of somewhere, and she goes, "What was that all about? What happened?" And I says, "I don't know. You tell me. What'd you do?" And she's,
"You must have done something."
I don't know. She said you were dancing up next to her, and she's
playing
mad.
innocent, like she didn't do anything.
I don't know.
Like, I don't
She's
believe
where
that.
you going? I said, hold on, I go to the restroom. And I went to the restroom. Because you gotta fucking like sidestep. You know what I mean?
Because I told you, man, she's gonna. If you give her an inch, she will take a mile.
She gonna take a mile.
That's how she does.
Yeah, she wanted to hang out.
Yeah.
Big time.
And I'm just kind of like.
She wanted to hang out and talk about it.
Yeah.
I can't talk about all that shit.
I was like, well, you did something that pissed Shauna off. Don't piss Shauna off.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, let's see if I can...
Because I was like, she will punch you right in your fucking face. Actually, I will too, but it would take probably a lot more provocation.
Okay, I can't find anything under her name, which means I have to go to the older photos. Which I guess she doesn't have a Facebook.
No, I don't think she's on Facebook anymore.
Yeah. I have old photos of her, though, from a few years back.
DVD Dragon says, nothing will rock you up like 2 girls beefing over you.
Yeah. Well, I could see who was winning. Then they were
not
both,
like...
I liked Jen better, but Jen fighting for it, I was like, okay, all right.
I said, and it wasn't necessarily even fighting over you necessarily. It was just kind of like
the disrespect.
I got sick of being like
just
low key dissed all the time, with her stupid passive aggressive bullshit.
Yeah,
like I just got tired of it. Like I said, I put up with it for a long time because I'm like, not gonna start anything, gonna be a better person. And then like that night, I was just kind of like, you know what? That's it. That was like the final straw.
I'm going through the old shit. See if I can find a photo of her.
And then DVD Dragon said, Jen took the initiative, did not sit in the cuck chair at the hotel.
Well, that shit had kind of been going on for a long time. They were fucking with each other.
I never fucked with her.
Well, yeah. She was fucking with her, and Jen was fighting back. That's all.
I never initiated anything.
She was trying to force Jen out.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
And I knew that she was doing that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I wasn't rising to it because I didn't want to give her the attention because that's what she wants. So it's just kind of like, and after a while, I just got sick of it. But like I said, I never initiated anything. I never fucked with her. I never did anything.
Whenever Jen wasn't around, she was like...
Yeah. And I feel like she's still doing that now.
A little bit. No, it's not as bad. It's not as bad.
We'll see. I mean, I feel like she's probably going to escalate.
She's trying to be friendly. And let me see.
I'm not being friendly.
I'm now into the oh shit.
Like I said,
I thought I would have had something by now, but maybe not. Oh, man, I thought I had pictures.
Old Restless says Tom is secretly liking the attention. Of course he does.
That was a long time ago. It was a long time ago.
Although, like I said, now that she's back again, it's like the intervening years have not even happened.
Yeah,
like she's doing this.
Same.
She's doing the same shit.
I was going to tell you about the dream I had last night because this reminds me.
Oh shit!
Of it.
Do I want to hear? Do I want to hear this?
I had a dream. I had a dream that it's the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, you haven't told me about this.
Because I woke up. I was going to tell you.
This is the first time, but then I got up early.
I almost woke up this morning. It was about Sarah. I fucking woke up this morning from this dream that I had, and I had a dream that I was at Barbarella's, and me and you got into a fight, and you were like talking all kinds of shit, and I was like, oh fuck all this shit, so I fucking left. And I was all butthurt over the shit. And I went into a room that doesn't exist there. It was just and it had like a big conference table, which that doesn't exist at the club. But I was sitting there, and I was fucking, what do you call it? Pouting. I was pouting my ass off like that bitch.
You can pout with the best.
I was pouting like that, and I felt an arm go like this. Like that, you know what I mean? And I turned and looked, and it was fucking her. Sarah. And I was...
Is that what you want to happen? Tom?
No, and I was just... let's see, she's getting mad. This is how mad... And it was Sarah, and I took it, and she goes, are you okay? I says, oh, yeah, I'm okay. And fucking, before I could even say anything, I heard you, ah! And you come running, ah! And you attack her and shit, and fucking, I was like, whoa, and that was the end of the dream.
Oh my God,
that was the end of the dream. You two fucking hitting the ground when you fighting. I was like...
I wouldn't give her the satisfaction.
You can't.
Because, like, look, if you were enough of a dummy to just, like, go off and do that shit, I would just be like, okay, bye.
See how see how a woman spins that? I didn't go off and do anything.
No, I'm just saying it. No, I said if you did.
No,
I'm not gonna fight.
I didn't. Even in the dream, I didn't go off and do anything.
No, I know.
We were fighting, and I fucking went to go be by myself for a second, and then she fucking like that, and I was like, "Oh, hey."
Well, like I said,
and she's like, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah,
That's how
she
does.
I'm
like
okay."
I said,
and you,
because the thing I thought was funny is that she's always like.
That's the way she is, though.
She's always lurking.
That's exactly the way she is.
Like I said, she's always like in the periphery. You're always kind of like hanging, drinking, talking to your friends, dancing or whatever, and then like you look and she's right there.
Yeah.
Like she's always like trying to be in your sight line.
Yeah, that's what happened in a dream.
And and so like this past Saturday, and then I was out. I don't remember what song it was, but I was out dancing, and Tom was behind me. Like, because we keep our drinks, there's like a little table there, and we put our drinks on them. And he was back there, so maybe 6 feet. Like, maybe not even that far. Like, behind me. And I'm dancing, and I turn around dancing, and she's talking to him. And I was like, oh, of course she is. Then I just turned right back around. I was like, okay, whatever.
She wasn't really talking, though, per se. She was just making comments about something else. Like, yeah. She was trying.
So it just goes to show that, like, the second my back is turned, she's gonna...
Yeah,
she's gonna become a remora.
Of course.
Just like she did before.
That's how she does.
Just like she did before.
That's exactly how she does.
I thought she would have gotten over it by now, but I guess not.
Of course not. How is she gonna get over this? How can you blame her? Can you fucking blame her? What are you talking about?
Sounds like I'm awesome. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? She fucking saw it. She saw the whole fucking thing. She almost got it. I was fucking drunk and she almost got it. She's not gonna fucking forget that. What are you talking about? No.
Yeah, I guess not.
No, she's still locked on. I was the one that got away.
Yeah.
But that wasn't my fault. It was just she did that.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Well, and like I said,
I thought I don't have any pictures of her. I would have showed her.
I just think she's gonna escalate.
I think fucking Facebook gets rid of your pictures.
Maybe. Well, didn't you throw a bunch out?
Some, but I didn't throw that many out. It's almost kind of like I used to have a shit ton of them, and I think they threw a lot of them out.
Dude Dragon says Simp Army smelling like beta orbiters, satellites around a big titty goth giant. She doesn't have big titties.
She didn't have big. She's flat. She's fat and skinny.
Yeah.
She's fat and skinny.
Weird. I don't really.
Which is not my type.
I don't really get orbiters, but that's because everybody knows.
Oh, she has a shit ton of orbiters now. You didn't see?
No, I don't notice them.
Yeah, she was out there dancing and she had all kind of orbitals.
Well, I mean, sometimes I know, but you know, I don't have anybody like I don't notice them because I don't know who they are.
She's not ugly. She could get guys. Yeah. She's attractive. She's just they don't know her.
Well,
I don't mean to be a dick, but you know they don't know her. They're not tired.
Yeah, it won't take long.
Yeah, they're like, oh man.
Yeah, it's a lot.
She needs to find a good man.
I wonder what I remember the German dude. Was he German? Or did he just live
German.
over there?
She said this was a long time ago when all that shit was going on. She said Germans are assholes. That they kept picking on her for being American.
Maybe they were picking on her because she's an asshole.
I don't know.
I mean, it could be that.
That's what she said. She never did tell me what the deal with that dude was, though. That was a long, long time ago that she said that. So,
no. I suspect that they were just reacting to her assholishness.
Maybe. I'm still looking to see if I have a picture. It was a weird time.
Yeah, it was
a weird time.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
That was exhausting. That's why I wasn't super... Like, I didn't freak out about it or anything like that, but I was just kind of like, ugh, here we go again.
She's still around.
So now I just gotta, like, fucking keep... Now there's gotta be, like, little drama alert in case she's doing some shit behind my back, you know what I mean?
Because I thought I had a picture of her with somebody else. Didn't I? I think I showed it before.
I don't really remember. Like I said, she was in one of... Remember when Barbarella was downtown? And they had that... Every now and then they'd play that scroll of, like, pictures of, like, all the regulars.
Yeah.
And I was like, we were on there, like, a bunch of other people were on there. And I think there was one picture of her on there. But she was with somebody else, but I don't remember who it was. She's always by herself. Like, she always comes by herself. And she knows some people there, but I don't think she ever leaves with anybody either. You know, but she always shows up by herself as far as I am aware.
Yeah, I guess I don't have any of her because I'm looking through here and I don't know why I want to show her, but okay.
Yeah,
just like, so people know who it is.
Like I said, don't give her any fucking attention.
People know who it is we're talking.
Because the more she's like Candyman. Like the more you talk about her, like she's gonna fucking show up.
Yeah.
Like I almost kind of thought this is probably like too much, but I always thought like she might be like stalking your Instagram or something, and then like she knows we're gonna show up and shows up. You know, she shows up the biker bar or some shit like that. Like I wouldn't.
She showed up the biker bar.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah, that is some shit she would do.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd be like, what the fuck you doing here? And I'd be like, wait, no.
What do you think she's doing there, Tom? Yeah, like yeah. That occurred to me today because I was like, man, wouldn't that be fucking... That sounds like some shit she would do.
Yeah.
You know? She knows you're married though, right?
Yeah, she knows.
I mean, I guess she doesn't care. Bitches like that don't care.
trying to see. She doesn't exist under her own name anymore.
That's interesting.
Yeah, not on Facebook.
She's in the witness protection program.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't exist anymore.
Well, she hasn't been on Facebook for a long time, I don't think. Because every now and then I used to get like a friend suggestion, and I'm like, fuck off with that friend suggestion at Facebook. I don't want to be friends with her.
Let's go ahead and shut it down. I'm fucking so sleepy.
Yeah, you did good though. You're a trooper.
I can't believe I made it this long.
I can't believe you. Then, like, honestly, you didn't seem any different than usual.
Man,
you all right?
My stomach. Yeah, I gotta take a shower and go to sleep. I think I threw up all over the front of this shirt. I think there might be vomit.
Now you tell us.
I think there's vomit particles or something. I don't know.
No, you're fine. I feel like I would have smelled.
Smell anything?
I don't smell anything. All right. I think you're fine.
Is this paranoia?
Yeah, I think you're just paranoid.
Okay.
I get it. But
shit!
You just kicked that over under my leg. Yeah. The porn laptop.
Yeah, we haven't fucked with a porn laptop in a long time. I used to come here with the porn laptop.
I don't even remember what the password for that is.
Be like thirst trapping on this bitch.
See, you can't feel that bad because look, you're already getting.
No, I'm ready to get some sleep, man. I'm ready to get some sleep.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
See, I'm thirst trapping. No, come on. I gotta go.
Hey, you're the one taking your pants off, not me.
Yeah. I wasn't taking no pants off. I was just threatening.
You were threatening to take your pants off.
I was threatening to take pants off, yeah.
Counterholic says, feel better, Tom. He will. It's just...
I'll feel better tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be fine. We'll get some sleep. Actually, tomorrow I don't have to work, so we can sleep in.
Yeah.
Sleep till noon will be nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you everybody for hanging out with us this evening. Thank you for your super chats. We'll be back on Monday for a movie review. Like I said, we might actually do Dead Silence, the 1997 one.
Oh, man.
Because that seems to be one a couple people have recommended. So maybe that's the one we'll do. Probably. Don't hold us to that, but that might be the one we're going to do. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. Have a good rest of your Friday evening, you guys. Have a very good weekend. And we will see you guys again on Monday night. Good